a sluggish economy. Inflation, recession hits the land of the free. Standing unemployment lines, blame the government for hard times. We just get by however we can. We all gotta duck when the shit hits the fan. 10 kids in a Cadillac stand in line for welfare checks. Let's all leech off the state. Gee, the money's really great. We just get by however we can. We all gotta duck when the shit hits the fan. Soup lines, free loaves of bread, 5-pound blocks of cheese, bags of groceries. Social Security has run out on you and me. We do whatever we can. Gotta duck when the shit hits the fan. Doobity-doo wop wop, say what, yeah? We just get by however we can. We all gotta duck when the shit hits the fan. Soup lines, free loaves of bread, 5-pound blocks of cheese, bags of groceries. Social Security has run out on you and me. We do whatever we can. Gotta duck when the shit hits the fan.
tonight. We're gonna have a TV party, alright!
We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
All our friends are gonna hang out here tonight.
Alright!
We'll pass out on the couch, alright!
We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't want to know. We're dedicated to our favorite shows. The Big Blues,
Monday Night Football!
Dallas,
Fall Guys! We should glue to the TV set all night!
and every night.
Why go into the outside world at all?
It's such a fight. We got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
TV news shows what it's like out there.
It's a scare.
You can go out if you want.
We wouldn't care. We got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't want to know. We're dedicated to our favorite shows.
Mac and PI,
MTV,
AT, North Pole. I wouldn't be without my TV forte.
or even a minute.
Don't even bother to use my brain anymore.
There's nothing left in it. We got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
Hey, wait a minute. My TV still doesn't work.
It's broken.
Hey, what are we gonna do tonight? This isn't fair.
We're hurting. We've got nothing left to do. Left with no TV and just a couple of brews. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know. We're gonna miss our favorite shows. No.
Fantasy Island.
No. Different shows. No.
Chips.
No.
Dynasty.
No TV party tonight.
Sometimes I try to do things and it just doesn't work out the way I want it to. And I get real frustrated. And like, I try hard to do it and I take my time, but it just doesn't work out the way I want it to. It's like I concentrate on real hard, but it just doesn't work out. And everything I do and everything I try, it never turns out. It's like I need time to figure these things out. There's always someone there going, hey Mike, we've been noticing you've been having a lot of problems lately, you need to maybe get away. And like, maybe you should talk about it, you'll feel a lot better. And I go, no, it's okay, I'll figure it out. Just leave me alone, I'll figure it out, I'm just working on myself. They go, well, if you want to talk about it, I'll be here, and you'll probably feel a lot better if you talk about it. So why don't you talk about it? I go, no, I don't want to, I'm okay. I'll figure it out myself. And they just keep bugging me. They just keep bugging me. There's pills on the side. It's got me, it's two sides, so come and bring what's one side. You will not have anything, I'm bring what you can see away. I'm not crazy. Here's the design. You're the one who's crazy. Here's the design. You're driving me crazy. Here's the design. They stick me in an institution. Say what's the only solution to give me the professor to take you from the enemy myself. I was in my room and I was just like staring at the wall, thinking about everything. But then again, I was thinking about nothing. And then my mom came in, and I didn't even know she was there. She called my name, and I didn't hear her. And then she started screaming, Mike, Mike. And I go, what? What's the matter? She goes, what's the matter with you? I go, there's nothing wrong, Mom. She goes, don't tell me that. You're on drugs. I go, no, Mom, I'm not on drugs. I'm okay. I'm just thinking, you know. Why don't you give me a Pepsi? She goes, no, you're on drugs. I go, Mom, I'm okay. I'm just thinking. She goes, no, you're not thinking, you're on drugs. Normal people don't act that way. I go, Mom, just give me a Pepsi, please. All I want is a Pepsi. And she wouldn't give it to me. All I wanted was a Pepsi. Just one Pepsi. And she wouldn't give it to me. Just a Pepsi. He went through it with the teeth. Everybody back to CFC. Just yucky, just lazy. It's the good now, crazy. I'm not crazy. Institution. You're the one that's crazy. Institution. You're driving me crazy. Institution. They stick me in an institution. That was the only solution. You didn't need it from that love. Protect me from the enemy myself. I was sitting in my room. My mom and my dad came in. They pulled up a chair and they sat down. They go, Mike, we need to talk to you. And I go, okay, what's the matter? They go, me and your mom, we've noticed lately you've been having a lot of problems. And you've been going off for no reason. And we're afraid you're going to hurt somebody. And we're afraid you're going to hurt yourself. So we decided that it would be in your best interest if we put you somewhere where you can get the help that you need. And I go, wait, what are you talking about? We decided my best interest? How do you know what my best interest is? How can you say what my best interest is? What are you trying to say? I'm crazy? When I went to your school, I went to your churches, I went to your institutional learning facilities. So how can you say I'm crazy? Say to go to big one race, leave me suffering at my face. By the time they pick my head, better lady, I'll be dead. I'm not crazy. You're the one that's crazy. You got me crazy. They take me in and institution that was the only solution you needed from the love protecting from the enemy myself. Doesn't matter. I'll probably get hit by a car anyway.
Ah, the sweet, soothing sounds all from the Repo Man soundtrack. Not Repo the Genetic Opera, the Repo Man soundtrack. If you have not watched that movie, that's a pretty good slice of the 80s right there for you. Now, of course, really, seriously, what would it be worth if it also didn't have starring Emilio Estevez in it? So we roll all the way back to 1984, starting off with the Circle Jerks doing When the Shit Hits the Fan. Followed that up with Fear, Let's Have a War. Then, of course, a little bit of Rollins and the Boys in Black Flag doing TV Party. And finishing it off with, I will say it up front, I think it's one of the best skater bands. No, I will say it's the best skater band. Suicidal Tendencies. Doing Institutionalized. Because all I really wanted was a Pepsi. That's it. And she wouldn't give it to me. They just kept bugging me. They just kept bugging me. But I'm not crazy. You're the one that's crazy. By the way, my magnificent, malevolent, magical co-host. It's going to be a little bit late, but she's going to be here. By the way, you know what? Let's just flip back. The graphic that we started off the show with was done by a friend of mine. And good God, if you think he's good on digital, you should see him paint. I've got a link up there. You know what? Don't believe me. Let me pull the link here. Yeah. There's my buddy. Drop him right there in the chat for you. Bing. That's my buddy, Matty. Good God. Is he a decent... he's a decent telemarketer, but he's an even better artist and an even better guy. My birthday's coming up, and I asked him if he might want to do this for me, and he said, okay, I'll do it. And then I'm like, okay, price me out and let me know. And he just wrote back one sentence: your money's no good here. So God bless you, Matty. And what a hell of a job. Needless to say, we'll be using that a little bit more down the road. We got a little more fun stuff coming too. But your asses are going to have to wait. That's right. You're going to have to wait until December 24th. And of course, December 24th? What's that day? Yeah, people could say that's the day before Christmas. But that's going to be the karaoke birthday bash. I believe last year we called it the Drunk Stravaganza. So we're going to do some roke. Now we're going to have a special time starting too. Our special time is going to be next Tuesday. And the special time is going to be 11:46 p.m. Why such a specific time? Well, boys and girls, more than 50 odd years ago, there was a certain YouTube streamer who was born 4 minutes till midnight. My poor mum tried to hold her legs together so I could be the first Christmas child. Didn't work. Probably why I ended up with a pointy head. Because, she was resourceful. Oh, tobacco. Delicious. Nutritious. Yeah, 3/4. I was actually born. Contrary to popular belief. So, you know what? Since I know she's still running late, let's go ahead. I will do this here, because I was gonna do a story tonight, but okay. Well, here's the deal. Wifey got off work a little bit early, so, well, not a little bit. Yeah, a tiny bit early. So it's like, what are you going to have? I'm like, okay, we're going to splurge tonight. We're going to go and get McDonald's. And no, we're not talking like Whoppers and shit. We're talking like value menu. So I'm like, okay, cool. Couple McDoubles, and a Sprite. She's like, all right, great. Well, she thought she'd stop by our closest McDonald's. They were closed for maintenance. So she was like, oh shit, redoubled her effort. Went back to another McDonald's, and they had closed at midnight. So she didn't make either one of them. So she's like, well, what do you want from Rally's? I'm like, 2 for $3. They have like 2 for $3 bacon cheeseburgers. Or they used to. She got me some fucking monstrosity called the bacon crisp sandwich. you know, you think that that almost sounds good. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Oh, that wasn't a smoky bacon crisp sandwich. I can tell you that shit right now. No Google. Don't tell me what I want to look up. Okay. Your first no context tweet for the evening. There you go. That's what their bacon crisp sandwich looks like. It is it's a hamburger, of course, with
Hey, Doc,
yeah.
just so you know, I can't seem to hear you on my end.
Oh shit. I had it turned off in the Discord.
I was just like, not hearing anything, and he's muted. I mean, he may just be playing the music or whatever. And then I went to check the stream, and I'm like, oh, he's talking. I can't hear him talk on my end. I should probably let him know.
Well, alrighty then. Okay, okay.
you
So I'll wrap the story up quick. It's like it's like a burger with like red onions, little chunks of bacon. No, not like pieces, but like little, like almost like Bacos, and the cheese sauce, and then ketchup. This is probably the worst thought out burger ever. And wifey said, I said, no condiments on it. Because I'm okay every so often having, like mustard and ketchup, but they're on the McDoubles, But she got it without the onions. And when I got it, it was a sloppy fucking mess. They put on as much ketchup as they did cheese sauce. And there is such a thing as too much goddamn ketchup. It exists. It is a thing. And good God, man, those were two of the most horrible burgers that I ever choked my way through. And then immediately my stomach soured. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta go lay down. Because this is bad food, Rallies. This is really shitty food. I mean, I should have got the bacon, or the fry burger.
Mm-hmm.
The one where they just do like ketchup, mustard, cheese, and they put rally fries on it. That one's pretty
I always
decent.
get they have like this spicy chicken
Uh-huh.
that I always get, because like we have a Rally's inside the Walmart.
I normally do get chicken, but the chicken that I was going to get, that was a 2 for $5. So we had to slide down the scale. So I'm like, yeah, get me one of the 2 for $3 burgers. And good God, that fucking thing was not worth it. I know. I'm going to have the shits for a day.
See, I've never tried their burgers.
Their burgers are not bad, but here's the thing. Wifey likes McDonald's. When she goes to Raleigh, she gets fish sandwiches. And she hates Burger King. I like the taste of Burger King burgers because of the fake flame broil flavor that they put on it.
Let me address something in the chat really, really fast. Vlad, the capitalized French no state is still in effect. I just don't shill it because, like, most of the issues are gone. So give us $5 and Zell's wrench is gone. I'm just saying.
Poor Zelly.
Huh?
Poor Zelly.
Oh God, no, Zell hates me right now, and I would like to make a formal apology. Um, I had no idea what was happening or any. I just know that requests were made and I was the go-to. Uh, so I apologize and I gave you the slightest warning as to the most of my understanding of everything. But other than that, uh, I'm sorry. And if you still hate me, um, that's okay. I hate me too.
You know, that's the first time in a long time I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
You know what? You and I can talk about that later. It's dumb drama, and that's not what IRS is about. IRS is
No.
about
I'm good with it.
being up late at night and distracting me from the fact that I'm still awake or that I'm awake again, but I'm still fucking tired. Um, and you know, the bad thoughts in my brain. So we're gonna just ramble on about some random shit. Let's do the good mornings and flip screens.
Okay,
Yeah?
by the way, I just need to say to Pants, no, you do not need that burger. You never need that burger. It's fucking horrible. Even the best rallies would probably make that burger like shit. So do not eat it. Yeah, get yourself a spicy chicken sandwich, or better yet, spend an extra dollar. You can spend an extra dollar per sandwich on their double decker spicy chicken, and get bacon on it. Oh, good, so good.
Nah. Yo, like I like their spicy chicken. Their fish isn't that bad. Like most place or not most, a lot of places like do it in the wrong way where they overbread it, and then they put like, a making a sauce or something like that. I used to love McDonald's fish sandwiches. Like straight up. I used to love them
Mm-hmm.
because like they were seasoned just right, and they would give like a decent amount of like their little tartar sauce, which really does help like enhance everything and make it really good. And then they just started like boning people, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like you guys want more money and you're gonna charge like $5 for a teeny tiny sandwich when I can just spend like $1 and get a better like sandwich from you guys. I mean, it's all kind of shit anyway. It doesn't entirely matter. But anyway, I'm rambling, which is the point of this whole stream. And so many ramble stream.
You can
but
get
Rally's has really good fish. Like it's pretty good. I wish it doesn't have quite enough flavor for my liking, but it's still really good for what it is.
Well, and you can get 2 deep sea doubles for $5. So fuck off with yourself there, McDonald's. I do know the story about how the fillet of fish came around too, but that's just because of the fact that the fillet of fish was invented and implemented here in Ohio.
Oh.
So it's one of those things. Like, I don't know. As a kid, did you ever have to take like a state history test?
A state history test?
Yeah. Like, here are facts about your state.
I mean, in like one class when we were learning about like, whatchamacallit, in one of my history classes, like one US history kind of thing. And there were little facts about like individual states and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we would have like a test like that. And we had like a statewide exam I think there was a star test. I don't know. I was in elementary school when I got to take those. Apparently, I'd scored really high, and they wanted to put me in like advanced classes, and which surprised my parents because like I usually got shit grades, and then they realized, oh, the reason why I got shit grades was because I didn't like doing homework. So,
Well,
and Dan, um, Burger King is like my go-to when it comes to the original chicken sandwich is probably one of my favorite things.
I like their grilled.
Or at least it used to be anyway.
I like their grilled a lot.
They're what?
Their grilled chicken sandwich.
I'm picky about grilled chicken sandwich. Like Wendy's had a grilled chicken sandwich that was really good before, and it's about the sauce and the way they season it. A lot of places tend not to season that shit well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like, come on, like get some Mexicans in your kitchen.
Come on,
You
get
know.
some.
Get some Mexicans in your kitchen because, like, at least salt should be okay. Like, I know you're all white, like, glow in the dark, and so, things like salt and mayonnaise are spicy, but
Oh God, you
I
made my
swear,
stomach turn.
seasoning your food is not a bad
Ugh.
thing. I promise.
Phew. But we had this thing called the Ohio High School Aptitude Test. I don't know if they still do it anymore, but like a third of the test was like basically setting you up for a trivia game about the state of Ohio. Like, we had to be able to name all the presidents that came from Ohio, which of course Ohio has the most presidents. We also had the most astronauts for some reason. So let's do some good mornings. Good,
Yeah,
good,
you
good God,
do the
we are
good
never
mornings.
going to get to that screen if I don't do good mornings.
I know, right?
Good morning, 3-4 Shoda. Good morning, Wikipedia snippet. Good morning, Buzz of the Hive. Good morning, James Rollins. Good morning, Sir Adamantine. Good morning, Pants Ninja. Good morning, Alistair Mycroft. Good morning, one of our immortals, Ghost Dog 999. I'm scrolling. Good God, I'm just losing. My eyes are blurry. That fucking shitty ass burger from Rally's. I demand reparations.
Don't blame the burger for your age.
No, no,
let's get through the good mornings.
Yeah. Let's get through this, and then I'll tell you about the cheese sauce myth. Good morning, Willie Cogley. Good morning, Dan S. Good morning, Small Man. Good morning, Eric Folmes. La 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 la. Scrolling, though the streams are swollen. Did we get everybody? Good morning, Metaphorist. Good morning, Vlad. Good morning, Zell. God damn. Good morning, Eleanor Wicked. God damn. Okay, there it is. We're at the end. That's everybody. Oof. Oofda. So, bing. There it is. Getting the business of business out of the way. Well, you probably will be able to do your CW speech tonight, too. But tonight, our we hold our boss battles in a very colorful way. And of course, if you can make it 9 days, 9 shows, front to back, you get to join the Hall of the Immortals. That's right, people who are able to stay the boss for 9 days. But our current Intergender champion of the world is Turish. Now, not only is he an immortal, but he has become the GOAT, the greatest of all time. How did he do that? He was able to hold on to that belt more than 9 shows. As a matter of fact, tonight we start show number 16. That's right. The 16th night being the belt holder. And I'll be honest with you, I think it's going to be very difficult to impossible for somebody to hold the belt over 2 weeks again. This run's going to go for a little while, and honestly, I don't know how long he's going to go, but right now 15 days is pretty tough to match, and since he's on 16 right now, unless somebody knocks him out, he's going to get another day with that belt, and who knows how long it's going to go. But I'm personally curious to see how long he can run the streak. But
By
that's
the way,
what?
oh, go ahead.
What?
Finish. No, do it.
Oh God, that did make me laugh. Really, it did. See, I was doing the finger gestures with it too, but you can't see that.
I never got to say good morning to everybody, so
Oh, okay.
sup, bitches. All right, go. Then that's all I was.
Were you?
I was trying to do. That's
were-
it. I ain't got nothing. I am
I was gonna.
useless.
I was gonna say, were you blaming me for doing the cutoff? Because I thought you were gonna go immediately to the sup bitches. That would have been more than I could have handled. This is what we call dead air.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking with. I'm fucking with people. Yeah.
Oh, okay. By the way, good morning to Draconath Firesoul. Just slid in.
Hi, Draconath.
There was somebody else. Oh, good morning, Full Metal Joker. What are you doing?
Who?
You.
Me.
Yeah. What are you missing about?
How are you doing? Full Metal Joker. I'm surprised you're in here because there's no gaming for you to sexually harass.
Well, you're still here, though. Hello there, big girl.
I have no idea what's going on.
Neither do I. Wait a minute. There's something that I was looking up that I was gonna no context tweet. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. That's what that's what we were gonna do. Matter of fact, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this how old is this fucking meme? I'd say probably pretty damn old. Not like super old, but in the opinions of the youngsters that are in the chat, pretty old. So here's the meme that we're talking about. Oh God. I should probably just vomit and get it over with. Fucking sandwich. Okay.
Just make sure you don't do it on air, please. I don't think the audience would love to hear that.
I don't think they have any choice in it. If it goes, it goes.
Hi, Pants Ninja. Oh wait, sorry.
Konnichiwa, Pantsu Shinobi-kun.
Oh, hello there, Pants.
Greetings.
Hey.
How we doing?
I have no idea. I really don't. Oh wait,
Hi, Vlad.
I have to open the other one.
The title makes no sense.
What?
The title makes no sense.
What? Okay, what in your autism where it says it doesn't make sense?
If conflicts make the best diamonds,
Uh-huh.
shouldn't it be made the best diamonds, or conflicts make the best diamonds? Like,
That's why you read the description for the rest of it.
oh, okay, I get it now. It makes perfect sense.
It doesn't really have to, but that's okay.
I know, no, I know it doesn't have to. It was just like eating at my brain.
Okay, well now here I do want to also post this because if you guys have seen the Bagok meme, the one thing that a lot of people don't know is, and I'm going to post this. These are the panels that come right after it, right after the Bagok meme, and they make me
Is
laugh.
this a no context tweet?
I have no context tweeted them.
Oh, good. I know you'd posted the response to that in the Discord because I was the one who had posted the Bagok.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you're like, did you ever see the second panel to that? I'm like, no. And so you showed me, and I'm like, it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. I had no idea where it was from. It was just something that I had seen like forever ago on some social media, something or another, like probably Facebook. And it popped up again, and I'm just like, that's right, I need to save this picture. Oh wait, I already have this picture saved. I'm gonna use this picture, but when can I use this picture? And then fortunately, somebody decided they wanted to be, a little bit of a smartass, and I'm just like, oh, check this out, Bagok. And like I always have to say it in my head, except usually I say it in like a more of a like a chickeny kind of,
more like the Bagok.
Bagok. Like you have to say it in a threatening manner because he's taking his two little like talons and being like, Bagok, I'm fucking watching you, like that kind of thing.
So
don't mind me. I'm in a
can one of you guys settle something for me? Just a little debate.
Depends on what it is.
It's nothing. It's nothing dramatic.
Well, I'm still not making any promises.
Okay. Well, it's just a simple question. Do I have a twang in my voice, or does Addy need to put the booze down?
Addy needs to put the booze down.
I don't know.
You don't have a twang.
Thank you.
Even when you said twang, you didn't even say it with a twang, and it's hard to say twang without twang.
See, yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute, hit it.
Mind you, you do sound like a hick. So
hi.
He does not sound like a hit.
Yeah, I might walk windows in the crack.
There's the twang. You're doing it now. You're getting all riled up, aren't you?
Yeah, he getting all riled up.
I still okay. Once again, I am confused. Because watch, I don't know how to refer to you now because the name is like completely changed.
Wait,
just call him Coon.
Watch is still fine. I'm literally just like, if somebody needs to be moved at some point, just let me know and I can do that.
It's okay, BDC. No, you're still BDC.
Hmm.
He knows what that is. You're always gonna be Coon of Doom.
Of course I know what that means, but I'm
Hi, Addy.
Hello.
Hi, Kadon.
By the way, I haven't.
Vlad the Southerner.
By the way, I haven't.
I'm not at all Vlad and sound nothing like him, but he's still up there.
No, he was mocking Vlad.
Yeah, there's an army of people disagreeing with him, and he can't handle it. You can't handle the truth.
Maybe if you told them about what you do with roadkill, they'd change their mind.
I do nothing with roadkill. We already had this discussion. You asked
Yeah,
me if I ate roadkill, and I said that's not even a thing. And then it turned out it was, and I was like,
Wait,
"Oh,
I
ew."
mean, that's not even a thing. Of course, people.
I actually didn't know it was a thing. I thought people
Why
just
would that
naturally,
not be a thing?
because apparently I'm retardedly optimistic and just thought people were smart enough not to eat roadkill.
And there are poor people out there who will eat anything. They have no money, they have no food, so they run shit over in their car and eat roadkill.
Watch,
Or they just
apparently
do it
it's a
for taste.
redneck. It's a redneck pastime. Apparently.
Well,
Hey Vlad, what about that recipe you sent me for possums too?
I never sent you a recipe for possum.
I mean, that doesn't happen in the Midwest, Vlad. Come on now.
No, I actually never sent you a recipe for possum.
really don't want to eat possum.
You're just making stuff up, man.
Possum's horrible, man. It's greasy. It's stringy.
No. See. You haven't had it right. Possum done right isn't greasy at all.
You cannot do possum.
No,
done right.
no. My
Hey, my great grandmother used to make good.
Your great grandma was a sick bitch if she ate possum.
Hey,
now
she knew how to cook possum that wasn't greasy.
Now my grandmother would put possum in a pressure cooker for like almost the whole goddamn day, and it still did not make it any better.
Do not cook possum. It is a scavenger. You're eating rotten meat. Just the second stage of the rotting
my
meat.
grandma.
Yo, possums are amazing.
Technically,
I don't know about eating
They're
them,
also
but
not a food.
says who?
Says nature. You don't eat scavengers.
See, you're not a country. See, you're not a country
dude.
boy. Like I had possum, raccoon, beaver, snake.
Okay,
It's an
raccoons
animal.
you can use.
Oh,
It's
I
an
have
You can actually use raccoon as a food.
Oh, I have eaten
You say
beaver.
you don't eat
supposed to
scavengers
eat.
yet. People eat all kinds of catfish.
Yeah.
Doc, what were you
that's also
saying?
why
And
sometimes
don't
it
forget
tastes like
chickens.
shit.
Kids,
Hey,
kids,
hey.
settle down.
Yes, Dad.
Don't talk over
Yes,
each
Dad.
other.
Yes, Daddy.
That's all on you. I ain't dealing with that. I'm gonna be
No.
over here.
Yeah, no. No.
Hey, Kadant, can you grab your cattle prod, the one that you use for fun, but just crank it up to like 4,000 so we can keep Joke in the corner?
I really don't feel like giving him a stiffy, and that would.
Oh my.
So, Doc, what were you saying?
You still wouldn't be able to see it.
I was gonna say, my grandfather used to tree possums and raccoons, put them in a cage, fatten them up on grain, and then slaughter them. And yes, I have eaten my fair share of beaver.
We know that. Can I just say, Draconath, venison is one of the best meats ever.
Yes.
I have yet to have a bad piece of venison, like, that was dissatisfying in any way, shape, or form. So, like, whether it was jerky or steak or a sausage. Oh my god, venison sausage was amazing.
You had
best-
venison
You know what the
chili.
best thing to do is like if you get a venison, a leg, a deer leg, and let that thing slow cook in some beer for a whole day, so you could pull it off the bone and make some pulled venison. Damn.
By the
I
way,
like how everybody is sounding more southerner than me right now.
but
Anyway.
by the way, Kadant, can we say hi to Zelby to stop him from huffing into his mic? Good morning,
Zell,
Zell.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what was happening. You'll explain that to me later. And in the chat, hi Ortiz.
Good morning, Ortiz.
Hey, I just popped in here because Vlad, I'm backing up the truck with all them dead skunks. Where'd you want them again, you faggot?
Why are we yelling?
I hate you.
That doesn't tell me where you wanted them.
Up your ass.
You said to put the
Vlad.
fear of God into them before I killed him. I did it.
Vlad, let me give you a legitimate compliment. In the last 10 minutes, Doc sounds much more redneck than you do.
Thank you.
No, I'm just Midwestern. It's like the
There is
purgatory
nothing
of the
Midwestern
states.
about what you were talking about. Nothing at all.
Zell, take him to Kenny Kane's house.
Oh, he'll like them. They taste like fear and doxing.
That'd be a hard house to find. And I know it's not in the South.
It's probably protected.
No, guys, let's not. Let's.
It's protected by a special kind of electrified fence. I think they call it like a TIS or a TOS. Anyway, he says it's one hell of a weapon.
Oh, God damn.
Is that why you talk so high, Zell? Did you piss on one of those electrified fences?
I suggest you don't do that, or you will be in the back of my truck with the dead skunks. And Vlad, where do you want them?
Is that why you're fucking the dead skunks?
With some metaphors, I do like lean meat. That is true, especially when it comes to medicine. It's really good. I hate rabbit though. Has anybody else had rabbit?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
It's
Yeah,
delicious.
rabbit's not the best meat.
Rabbit's a little too gamey. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no.
even more gamey than fucking squirrel.
Rabbits are literally rats, but bigger.
Game is
I
gonna
heard-
think
I
we're
heard-
talking about.
No,
So are
rabbit
possums, motherfucker.
They literally are not actually. So there's that. Next thing.
Okay, I'm the
Fucking
autistic
monster.
one. Jesus Christ.
I heard rabbit tasted fatty and toothless.
No, I'm going to say, Vlad, you are one of the autistic ones. We have many here.
Okay, fine. If I'm one of the autistic ones, then Zell is the autistic one.
Hey.
Some would
Sir, do you
say-
have paperwork to prove that?
No, you're wrong. See, you're wrong. See, I'm offended by that. I am the autistic one here. Ain't that right?
No, you're just the retarded one.
All right, you're
I love
all
you,
autistic, okay? Congratulations. There you go.
No.
You're all on the spectrum.
Great, you happy,
and
Vlad?
it's a
Now we're all
beautiful rainbow.
retarded.
It's a beautiful autistic
We
rainbow
all won.
that
All right,
tastes
all of you
like
need-
the number 9. Like,
All of
there
you-
you go.
Do we all get medals?
Drop the football. You've got your touchdowns. Chill.
Do we all get medals? Because it might be hard getting it over that big water baby head that I have.
Doc, you
Yeah,
don't want to give
don't
everybody
worry,
in this
don't worry.
trip.
We all
I'll-
get our
I'll
gay
make
ass
sure to-
participation awards, and if yours doesn't show up in the mail, just Google it, and it's 6 links down. You'll find it.
Wait a minute. Why would it show up inside a mail?
Hey, Doc, will you play some System of a Downs for them?
we
Ding,
do have
Pfizer
to,
done. Ding, Pfizer done.
we do have to
Today's
play that
had its-
sometime.
Today's had its ups and downs.
Ah.
Boo.
Wait a minute. I heard the voice of a non-autistic person. I think that was that's a coin toss. It was either Pants
I prefer
or Watch.
I prefer Down with the Syndrome.
Addie, as one of the only non-autistic people here, can you?
Oh, bullshit.
Cadunt, he literally has a
No,
job
I'm
working
not,
with
I'm
numbers
not
all day.
autistic. Don't give me that crap.
You stuck to like the same Vlad's redneck for like since ever.
I'll stop it as soon
Despite-
as it's something funny and true.
He ain't autistic. He's just a degenerate faggot.
Listen.
Anyway, Kadump, you were asking a question.
Oh yes, I was just asking, since you're one of the only let's see, 1, 2,
No.
maybe 3. I don't know about Pants Ninja yet, but one of the only 3 non-autistic people in the stream.
No.
Wait. There's 3 autistic. I think that there's non-autistic people.
Why don't you say the only gay person other than Zell?
Listen to the autistic people shout Kadump down.
Wait, well, Kadup's autistic too.
See what happens next time you ask me to get all those dead skunks.
No, that's why I couldn't figure out which fucking mic I was going through. I was going through wrong.
See,
I got to take my headset off for just a second. I got to
I
pull
just
my
got-
hoodie.
I just got a
Okay.
new headset, Kadant, so I'm like, yeah, no, it's kind of hard to know which one I'm going through.
And watch. For
So,
the record.
What?
So Kadump,
We here at the IRS
God damn
make sure that all of our guests are on the
Christ.
spectrum.
what were
Oh.
you saying, Addie?
I was still trying to get that question through the hail of autism.
I don't even remember.
Well, ask the question, Addy.
I didn't have a question. Cadet did. Shut up, autist.
Wait,
Well, answer the question, Addy.
I don't remember. It was a yes or no question, but I don't know if you could answer that.
Oh, it's about Addy being a closet RLM fan.
No, I don't even remember what it was. I had a question and I don't fucking remember. The autism got to me.
I'll buy that. She barely remembers to answer questions I send in Discord.
It's like he's talking to me, I swear.
Oh. Good God. That's
Did
better.
you poop?
No. I had a hoodie that I bought for like 50 cents. And for some reason, it's a large. It's what I normally wear, but the fucking neck hole was smaller. So it's like a struggle, especially at my age, trying to get this fucking thing off my head. By the way, good morning to Kaz Warfox.
Hi, Kaz.
So yeah, I'm out. I'm out like Andy Dufresne.
So what you're saying is just you bought a 50-cent straight jacket?
Yeah, but it's comfortable. Fuck.
Well, see, the straight jacket done right can be comfortable.
It was 50 cents. It wasn't done right.
Well, no, it's 50 cents. I bought it at a thrift store.
There's something broken with it if you're buying a straight jacket for 50 cents. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with it.
No, it's a hoodie. You know what? I have been offered more than a few times in my life to go into a straight jacket, and I was ready to throw hands. That is one thing I will. I've been okay in cuffs, but a straight jacket, no.
It's
But
itchy.
why? That's like the ultimate kink right there.
No, it's super fucking itchy, Joker. Just imagine like every part of your chest and arms and hands itchy, and you can't scratch any of it, so you just kind of wiggle. I swear, that's why a lot of the fucking.
Just imagine.
Why do you know that?
What do you mean? Why do I know that?
Why do you know that?
Because he's been in one
You
more
never,
than once.
you never had that weird friend that had the straight jacket, and then they're like, "Can I put you in this?" And you're like,
No.
okay.
No.
I did.
Oh, well.
I did have a
You
weird.
lived a sheltered life, Zell.
And I kill animals for Vlad, and you're weird.
You've lived a sheltered life. It's an unpleasant experience.
No, my strange friend just had a sex dungeon with a lot of candy.
But they didn't have a straight
Oh
jacket.
my.
Did not have a straight jacket, but he did have a St. Andrew's cross.
I heard free candy.
Mm-hmm. By the way, good morning, Jeremy06.
Wait. Free candy and a cross? Wait, was he a priest or something?
Nope.
I don't like where this is going.
Neither do I.
Yep. No, Joker. The priests don't offer them candy. They just give them some communion wine. Jesus juice, if you will.
They give him holy water.
Well, no, they give them wine so they don't whine later on when they get it in the rectory.
All right.
You got it partially right. They give them wine, and then when they're done, they give them the holy water. It's yellow, not pink. Well,
Wait,
purple.
what the fuck are you talking about? Have you seen me pee on them?
Well,
Or are you just really confused about how, all that works?
Yeah.
both.
Suddenly
Well,
killing animals isn't too weird now, huh?
Well, yeah. If a priest does the sign of the cross in front of their crotch, it could be holy pee.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, good morning to American Phoenix in the chat. Wifey just went all out and got me a Little Debbie's pack of birthday cake donuts. which I'm not going to wait until Tuesday. I think I'm going to have some.
Uh-oh, there goes the box.
Do it.
Well, no, it's only like a sleeve of them.
It would have been awesome if Doc got terribly drunk and then just started to open up Little Debbie's on his live stream, just eating them.
Yes, you guys are gonna hear Doc having a diabetic coma live.
And then he has an
You're on the
emotional
IRS.
breakdown in the middle of it while he's still drunk. That'd be the best live stream ever. I would download that live
And
stream.
then he confesses his undying love for Addie.
No, it would be more like, why am I still alive? You fucking gods.
Yeah, you're just describing a mukbang YouTuber.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
No.
Don't actually do it, Doc. I'm just saying, like, if they get really drunk, then eat like an entire trunk's worth of Little Debbie cakes, and then cry about their problems to a camera. Yeah, no, that's a fucking mukbang YouTuber. That's all they do.
Oh, I watched a couple of them. Good God. I forget what the foodie cutie.
Oh god, foodie beauty.
Is it foodie beauty? I don't know, but good God, I mean, you could literally see not just her enlarging, but I think her camera was gaining weight as well just watching this bitch. Because good God, man. I mean, legitimately, she would be like, oh, I got these turkey cutlets because turkey is healthier for you. Then she would proceed to eat the whole goddamn bag. Moderation? Nope. Never crossed her mind once. And then she would start crying on stream because of the fact that she was getting fat and nothing that she did could help her lose weight. Put the fucking fork down, bitch. And then, I don't know, walk around the block? Or at least until a coronary takes you to the hospital? Because, good God, one way or the other, I hope Darwin wins. Yeah, I think her name was Amber Lynn. I don't know. It's just when you watch somebody
Amber Lynn Reid.
When you want somebody eat their way into the grave, do you really feel sorry for them?
No.
I mean,
Well, how else are you supposed to earn your red weight?
Wait a minute. That's by eating a girl who's on her period.
Yes.
Oh.
And I guess that ran off Zell.
No. He's coming back. I think he found a place to park the truck.
No, but you said eating yourself to an early grave, and then I said how else you supposed to get red wing or your red wings or whatever's. I already forgot the fucking joke.
That's okay.
Stupid joke.
We forgive you. I was gonna say, Kadant, this might be the perfect time to ask a panel question, but I think now that Zell's gone, I think we've lost. I think we've lost all ambition to do anything that's positive in the world anymore.
No, do it.
Suicide is painless.
Hey, Kadant.
Kadant!
Yes.
Oh.
No.
I would like to enlist you to do the first panel question. Would you mind? Because these little Debbies are calling my name, and I swear to God, if you don't come up with a panel question, I'm going to start mukbanging them again.
Oh God.
All right. So, favorite snack food, like Little Debbie's, like mine. I love the Swiss cake rolls. Mind you, I can only have like a little bit at a time. God damn it. But
Okay,
I
so
love
like
Swiss
so
cake
like
rolls.
like not actual like candy, like candy bar or like jelly beans or
No,
anything
no
like that.
candy, no, like I mean, like one, like you know how like they have like that mini muffin, like you go down the bread aisle and there's like all the little Debbie's or the yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like your favorite one of those. Doc, you choose the order.
Um,
I'm trying to make a meme.
did you want me to call it out? Is that it? Oh,
Please.
okay. Vlad, let's start with you. And do not make this overly complex.
Meth.
Meth, you cannot find it at a Circle K. They do not sell
Well,
it
I
at a
mean-
7-Eleven.
I mean, yeah, technically, it depends on what state you're in. And not, I mean, they have black guys standing outside of those gas stations selling.
But it would not be in the snack aisle.
Maybe.
Mm-mm.
Oh, fine. Fuck it. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Easy beef, peppered beef jerky. I'm not a sweets guy, so.
Because I'm gonna have to get a ruling. Kadant, is jerky a snack?
It can be just a snack, but
Okay,
to me it's like a
to be-
full-on meal.
Okay, let me be more specific.
jerky is
Apparently,
not a meat.
I'm not talking about the bags of beef jerky. I mean like the little strips that are literally in the snack aisle of the gas station.
Wait, you mean like Slim Jims?
No, they sell like Jack Links, like they're like strips of jerky for like $3.
And sometimes they'll sell them in the 2-packs with like a little strip of them and a thing of cheese.
No, oh my god, is this like just
No, I
very-
know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
Out here,
you're-
I can
you're
go into a
talking-
gas station and I can find like a strip of jerky. Mind you, it's usually like thicker than normal jerky, but they'll also have like shorter pieces with like in the same packaging is like almost like a thing of like not string cheese, but it's similar, like a little bar of cheese with it too.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. We don't have that here. It's literally like all it is like it's like beef jerky. It's just a strip or two in one little strip package thingy, and that's it. Like I could post a picture if you
Are you
want.
talking about the ones that come in the paper sleeve? Like you'll get it out of a container, put it in a paper sleeve, and it's just one piece of beef jerky? Or are you
No.
talking about the beef sticks, like a fucking Slim Jim?
No, like this isn't that complicated. Holy shit!
Neither of
Hold on,
those are
I'm
complicated.
I'm gonna Google a picture because I know exactly what you're talking about. It is a strip of jerky. It's in like it's usually Jack Links, like he said, and it's almost like in a vacuum sealed kind of wrap, because you can see like the outline of the jerky and stuff like that, and it's just a thing of jerky, like a just nice good slab of jerky.
Wait a
That's it.
minute.
It's not a Slim Jim.
Instead of round, it's flat, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's not
Okay,
a
you
stick.
dumbasses. Why didn't you just say it's like a Slim Jim, but it's flat?
Jerky is flat. I said jerky. Slim Jim isn't jerky. It's a sausage. And there's the picture.
Oh, good God.
You see, I got told not to make it complicated, and everyone else made it complicated.
Your autism knows no end. Next time we ask you a question, you better have pictures ready to go, like right now.
Okay, no, seriously, this is not my fault. This is everybody else's.
You know what? You had a twang there.
I was about to say, holy shit, Addy, guess what?
Yeah, there it was.
He just fucking proved that he does have a bit of a twang.
Nope.
Yeah. Tell me something I didn't already know.
But Addy is a bit of a drunk.
And you know what Vlad's trying to explain?
Mhm.
He likes awesome jerky.
Hey, possum jerky ain't half bad though.
Dude,
Oh my
I've never
God, what is
ate
wrong with you,
possum.
Joker?
Been through this.
A lot of things.
Possum anything isn't even half good.
Hey, you just ain't had it right.
No, I just had it a couple of times and no, I didn't like it. It's like, have you guys ever had duck?
Yep.
Duck can be some greasy,
Duck is good.
but if you don't make it right, it can be some greasy fucking shit.
Well, duck breast is just naturally greasy anyway.
Yeah. So, imagine that, times it by about 5, and you've got like possum meat.
Because it hasn't been cooked right.
Oh my
No.
God! Why are we still going on about
Like
possum?
we can argue about this back and forth. Like my great grandmother used to make it, and it.
Oh,
wasn't
now
cooked,
it's your
you know?
great grandmother.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said.
And Joker,
'Cause
where is she today?
She's dead.
There you go. I win.
She
I
lived
win.
a ripe old age of 95. Thank you.
But still, I'm alive and she's not, so I win.
Yeah, but she lived longer though. Like
I
if she was alive, she'd be over 100. Dang it.
Okay, well now let's just make sure, because I don't want you to answer for your great grandmother, but for yourself. Going to the snack aisle, what snack are you getting?
Well, I guess livers and gizzards don't count, so I'd have to say popcorn.
Interesting. Kadun, I don't know if we're gonna need a ruling on all of this, but I guess since it's in the aisle. Oh, how cute!
Oh, I forgot another thing. There's these things that I had I wasn't able to find them again. They were chicken like pork rinds, but it was made with chicken skin.
I've actually had that before, but they were at a flea market, of course. There's a big batch of them. They had a big cauldron that they cooked them up in. Okay. That means, Watch, you are next.
I'll just make this easy. They're called Hostess Donut Petites.
Just like the mini donuts?
No.
Oh, I have not seen those before. That looks good though. Salted caramel.
They are.
Are you sure they're not
pretty
Slim Jims?
Oh.
Yeah, because my explanation was short, quick, and to the point. Not see, it's like this piece of beef jerky.
No,
but it's a single layer packaging. I couldn't just, I don't know, Google it and look up Jack Link's beef steak.
Okay, hold on.
The brand and what the fuck it is instead of a 14-hour description.
No.
Of the
Fuck
small,
off.
intricate details. Hostess Bakery.
All right. No, everybody else was like, "Is it like a Slim Jim?" And he's like, "No, it's the Jack Leaf's like beef strip."
I literally said
he
that.
just said it was jerky, and everybody else overcomplicated it, and so. Yeah, a long description had to go into it because nobody knew what it was he was talking about.
I knew exactly what
motherfucking picture.
He could have said flat.
I did it.
He could have said flat, and I would have gotten it.
That doesn't make any
in many
sense.
forms. It comes in many forms, though. I know what he's talking about. That little jerky stand that they have, where it can be flat. It's in sticks, or
yeah, but he meant the flat piece, the beef steak, not the beef stick, and that's where all the confusion came.
No, I said, and quote, I said Jack Link's fucking strip. I didn't even say stick. I said strip.
Yeah, I know.
It's you other autistic people that couldn't seem to get it. Like, I understood.
It also comes in like they also come in like a strawberry, a double fudge. What else was there?
Jack Links?
No,
Yes.
the petites. What's the other one? Vanilla.
No, I want to try the salted caramel ones.
Yeah, they're not bad.
That
Like
looks good.
you get them at a decent price. They're absolutely fucking worth it.
Well, and I would think if you were accidentally stoned, they'd be real good.
Oh no, if you were stoned, you go through the whole package. They're not very big. They're just like donut holes, but like with awesome just injected into it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my.
It looks delicioso. Pants, what say ye?
Oh, I have a few things to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're talking sweet stuff. I got to go with them like cherry pie things with the glaze on them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah, like the Hostess pies. Okay, I'm with you.
But, yeah, similar thing like that. For
Those
like
fried pies, I know what ooh.
something like snack chips, I'm talking like Cool Ranch Doritos all the time, constant.
Oh, you know what? And Ninja, you know what's even better? Like if those places, it's not prepackaged, but they fry them, they make them and fry them fresh.
What's that?
The pies you're talking about, those
Yeah,
fried pies.
I didn't realize they did them fresh like that.
Oh, there's a couple of places that cook them fresh.
I'm sure. Yeah, I just, but yeah, like those two are like go tos if I'm getting something, some snack stuff, which I don't do much. And like for a more healthy option, I'm down with hummus like all day.
Oh yes.
I hope to God I never see that in the snack aisle of my convenience store. But
I'm telling you, like it's coming up.
well, but then again, if they're not run by Dots, then they're run by Middle Easterners, the bodegas that are around here. So
Yeah, I'm not that far from you. I feel you.
Let's see. Addy.
I don't really like sweet things, but I do kind of like caramel. So I'll say $100,000 bar. But to be fair, the main thing I'm looking to pick up at a gas station is the cashier.
Well, there you go.
That was an inside joke. Some of you may get it.
Vlad, are you still fighting this?
Yes.
Good God. Put that autism stick down. Little brownie brittle. Well, we were coming to you next, Cadet. So you can like unmute because you're done with your Baby Yoda meme.
I am done with it, and I think it's beautiful. And feel free to. I made sure to tweet that out because all these people are sharing a bunch of Baby Yoda memes and like Baby Yoda pictures. And I'm just like, no, fuck it. I'm gonna utilize Disney's weapon, and I'm gonna weaponize that shit to remind people that guess what? Epstein didn't kill himself.
By the way, Metaphorist, did you not hear the Markiplier story? Watch out with the amount of emojis that you use, because he had thousands of his fans. Not only got booted from YouTube, but they also took away their Gmail because they spammed emojis, and he even asked them to spam the emojis.
Well,
So
the reason why I'm pretty sure is because like that can read like it's just a bot.
well, no, they said they said that it read like chat spamming, that people were being abusive by spamming somebody's chat.
That's,
I crap you in the negatory.
oh. But yeah, brownie brittles, which I posted in the Discord. Because I can have one of those and not die.
And not go into
They're so
anaphylactic
fucking
shock.
amazing.
Oh,
Like
brownie. The only
it's like eating a brownie potato chip. It's like
Yes,
eating
I know
nothing
what
but
you're
the crispy edge of the brownie,
yes.
you know? And it's so fucking good. And it makes me so sad because like I had eaten like half a bag of one before
Mm-hmm.
and almost died. And then I'm just like, damn it. but they're so tasty. I love chocolate so much. But yeah, no, like it's such a good snack. It really is. Uh, and I can get those at almost any gas station that I go into. I also like the for salty stuff though. I like the Ritz
Balls.
cheese, the sandwich thingies. You know, like with the little cheese. I like the Ritz thingies. There's like other stuff, but like that's the one that came to mind. Oh, and 3/4 wanted to remind everybody that Crisco, that's gotta be Pants Ninja's favorite is Crisco.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm honored.
Yeah. Just lather that shit up there.
I'm just
You're welcome, 3/4.
slide.
Thank me later.
Mine's gonna be a variation of something that you can get throughout the year in the snack aisle. The strawberry shortcake rolls.
Oh yeah, those two.
But
all day.
But here's the awesome thing. They used to, and it wasn't Little Debbie, it was another company. They made the shortcake rolls, but they made them with cherry and lemon. And I like, I'm not much of a strawberry fan, unless there's some type of kinky sex involved with it. But that's pretty much it. But I really did love the cherry ones, and I think every so often Little Debbie's does come back out with the lemon ones, but I have not seen them come back out with the
Doc. Wiki brought up something in chat, which, if it counts, clearly Spam is the winner.
Spam, you know what? Fucking, I like to slice my Spam thick and then crisp it on the stove, like in a skillet, and that makes such a great snack. Musubi. Oh, if I could get musubi in a gas station, which is just basically Spam on rice, with like a strip of seaweed wrapping it.
Yes.
So good.
You see,
You know what'll help the flavor of that Spam too is like you have it marinate in miso and then fry it.
I don't need to do
to
all
me,
that
it's all about
fancy shit.
Spam and egg.
Spam, you know what? I love Spam. That's my favorite breakfast. If I could have anything for breakfast every fucking day, it'd be Spam and eggs. And I'm chinky, so I always have to have it on rice.
For the birthday stream, the hors d'oeuvres this year are going to be super sharp cheddar and bacon flavored Spam.
And I would just like to brag about the fact that I believe I'm the only one here who has actually been not only to the Spam Museum, but gone across the street to the Spamorama restaurant where everything on the menu is made of Spam.
Yeah, but it's really cold up there, so I don't like to go up north.
Yep.
Wait,
but at least I'm
hold
not.
on.
At least I'm not a
Where-
southern like lad.
Okay,
Hey,
your
There's
your
nothing
autism
wrong with
aside for
Minnesota.
20 seconds. Where is that?
Boston, Minnesota, the home of Spam.
I'm going to fucking Boston, Minnesota. Ugh.
I haven't been up that way in a long time.
I went to Wisconsin once, and I had sex with a girl from Minnesota.
Was she a Somali?
No, this was back in the 80s. That's
No,
back
we
when
didn't have-
Somalis didn't exist.
Yeah, we didn't have them back then.
But, hey.
Pretty sure there was still at least kind of a thing, just maybe not quite in the quantities they are now.
No. It was one governor's horrible decision is what it was.
I think that Addy is just making it up.
Picking what up? Somalis or Spam?
The Somalis don't exist. He's just making it up.
Well, no, they exist. They just didn't exist back then here.
They didn't exist ever.
By the way, apparently Little Debbie makes something called orange cream cakes, and they're supposed to taste like creamsicle?
Yeah, no, they're fucking delicious.
Oh, man. I want to get fat again. I'd be okay with that. By the way, I'm going to take a look for Minnesota Somalis and see if they exist.
No, I'm just saying, like, Somalia just doesn't exist. Somalis don't exist.
Wait,
it's just black people with a fancy name attached to it.
Oh, that's
oh no. And I would just like to point out, Doc, they have a neighborhood in Minneapolis that they refer to on the local news as Little Mogadishu, and I'm not kidding.
well, and apparently they have a Somali mall too. They have their very own shopping mall.
Everything tastes like jihad.
Oh my!
So Molly.
So what you're saying, Addie, is that it's always quite the bomb.
Like the what?
Get out.
I'm going to pretend that didn't happen.
What?
You said jihad, and then I said what you're saying is that it's always quite the.
I mean,
do I have the permission to be overtly racist on your stream, Doc?
Yeah, if it's going to make you feel better, yes.
Okay. Hold on. Wait, real quick. Before you do, please. The views and opinions of the individuals here on the IRS do not represent the views and opinions of YouTube. Viewer discretion advised.
Yes, they do. Yes, it does. YouTube is secretly racist.
That being said, Vlad, your average Somali doesn't have the IQ to wield anything more technologically advanced than a machete.
Wait a minute. There's a meme up that says 91.4% Somalis live on welfare, and the average age, the average IQ of a Somali is 68. Forrest Gump's IQ is what, 55?
And bear in mind, this isn't even me insulting Islam. This is a very specific to the Somali people thing. Inbreeding is a big thing in their culture. Thus the IQ.
Really?
That's also why they all look like they have Downs. I mean, take a look. Seriously. Look up.
I mean, they're black.
Somebody's actually holding up a sign at a Somali protest that says, "Don't force us to leave and look for refuge elsewhere." I think there's at least one person in this chat who would not agree. Please go ahead and do look elsewhere.
Just hand them a compass and see if they figure it out.
Didn't I ever? Do you want to hear a Somali story?
Oh, sure.
Did it end in a hanging?
So, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I'm like at a grocery store. There's a Somali woman in front of me. She buys her food. The cashier is like, "Here's what you owe." She pulls out like her food stamp card. He's like, "Here's what you owe that isn't covered by the food stamp card." She literally throws money. She pulls out her Louis Vuitton purse and literally throws money at him. And then when I'm going to the parking lot to leave, I watch her, bearing in mind this is the one who just used food stamps, drive away in her Mercedes SUV. So yeah, there's no fraud going on there, none whatsoever.
Wait, hold on. The Somali had the Mercedes?
Yeah.
And used food stamps.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fucking gay.
That happens a lot more than you think.
Yeah, so like I remember like, well, never mind. This story's not interesting because there's no black people. Okay.
No, black people do exist.
No, I said there's no black people in my story, so it's not interesting.
Oh,
yeah, they are real.
I mean, they're only real during the day. Hear no evil, see no evil. At night, they just disappear.
Okay.
It's a shitty joke. I'm tired. Give me a break.
That's why I said, okay.
I had a mouthful of brownies.
Oh. Did you?
All this talking about snack cakes, man. I forgot I had a stash over there.
I mean,
go ahead.
I will say one nice thing about Somalis, Vlad. After it snows, they're easy to spot.
And you can usually beat the rat for vehicular manslaughter. That's what somebody told me.
Allegedly, right?
Yes, allegedly. I had heard this. Oh,
It's all Doc's fault for giving us permission.
Do they eat roadkill?
I suddenly want possum talk to happen again.
Yes.
I don't think I don't think anybody would pull over in their new SUV to scrape up a roadkill. I don't see the Somalis going Beverly Hillbillies unless they were in Somalia, where there is really not a lot of food.
There is no Somalia.
I'm pretty sure there is.
I see. I
Don't
just
quote me.
I just look at it as there is America, and then that's it. So I'm just narrowing my bubble. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't even remember. Jokes aside, where even is Somalia? Is it? I don't think it's in Africa. Is it?
Can I just pause for a second to address something I see in the chat? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is Samoan, not Somalian.
Oh God!
Wow.
He is from American Samoa, not Somalia.
There's a big difference there.
There is a huge difference between Samoa and Somalia.
Wait, hold on. Why are we even specifying Somalia? Like seriously, I just looked it up because I wasn't sure. Somalia's in Africa,
dude. It's right next to Ethiopia, so they don't have any food.
Why don't we just call them niggers? Why do we have to specify Somalia?
Oh God!
Look, there goes Doc's channel. Oh no!
Aside from that incredible bit of racism, Somalis are very distinct from any other country in Africa. You will never, they don't look like other people from Africa. They have a distinct look all to themselves. Just look up a picture. You'll get what I'm saying when I said the Down syndrome.
Are they? Well, I just see that they're not white, and then just wrap them all in the same.
Wait a minute, is that why they make the women wear the hijabs so they don't look as dumb?
Oh God, those are ugly women. And even though they basically wear curtains, you still get the limp from the genital mutilation.
What's with the severe balding? I mean, a lot of them have
Shit, Doc, you just calling me out already? I just got here, man.
No, I'm talking about.
I know. I'm kidding, Doc.
I mean, is it just like? See, now, my grandpa used to say, "Hey, you better not wear those baseball hats all the time, or they're going to give you baldness. They're going to give you a receding hairline." And I'm like, okay, I don't believe you, but it looks like these guys wore a lot of baseball hats. Oh, wow, look. Here, wait, I got to post this. I think we found, I'm sure of it, we found the new Kid and Play. And
I'm scared now.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The Somali Kid and Play, I should say.
I have a legitimate no fucking idea what's going on. I have
no
idea.
Context.
Right.
Oh, okay. You're doing the no context tweet thing again. Did you tweet out the pepperoni nipple patus thing that I had made for you that one time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm like half functional. Again, I've been out of my Ambien for about 2 weeks, so sleep's not really been the easiest thing.
Why is your doctor messing with you?
Well, see, the thing of it is, my insurance covers a 30-day supply. I'm supposed to take 2 a night to sleep.
Well, and you're on the 12s, right?
Yeah, I'm on the 12.5 extended.
Oh, okay.
So the problem is, the prescription itself, without my insurance, is like $600, and I can't fucking afford food half the time. So $600 goddamn dollars.
Jesus.
For pills.
Well, I take the 10s.
Or eat. Fuck them.
No.
Fuck them in their anus. Fuck them in their anus with a spiky dildo.
Now, wait, watch. Do you have to go with the brand name, or can you do the Zolpidem?
It's Zolpidem tartrate. I take the generic.
Okay, because like mine, and I have like no fucking coverage whatsoever. I've got like one of those Kroger discount medical cards. It's like $7 for a 30-day.
I go to CVS.
No, I don't know.
It's the only one that they'll prescribe me my medicine at, because I take such a fucking cocktail of medication to remain a stable human being anymore. CVS is the only people that'll carry it all, at least within driving distance.
Oh,
so fuck it.
Yeah, that's fucking insane, dude. Because all my other meds are just, I mean, redlining just through the fucking roof. But they'll give me Ambien for like $7 for 30 days.
You want to know the actual full-on tomfuckery out of all of it? One of the medications that I take is called clozapam. It's an anti-anxiety medication with mildly addictive properties, because, most medication has mildly addictive properties. Basically, it chills you out so you can go outside and not want to murder everybody you ever meet.
Yeah.
The company that makes clozapam was bought. This specific generic, the one that was the only one that was covered by my insurance, was bought. And they changed the name by one letter, which means it's not covered anymore. So I have been fighting with the insurance company, my doctor who prescribes my medication, the pharmacy itself, who keeps getting this same asshole on the line, who keeps telling me, yeah, no, we can order this other one. And then the next time I call, like, yeah, we ordered it, but it's not covered either. So, you're going to have to call your insurance. And I said, insurance told me to talk to you. And they say, well, go talk to your insurance. And then the insurance goes, well, talk to your doctor. So I talk to the doctor, and then I'm in this fucking constant deadpan loop of bullshit and a bunch of people who can't seem to fucking call each other instead of making me call them. You'd think that somebody that's like diagnosed with a mental illness should not be the one required to call all these people back and forth and play fucking middleman between what should be functional adults. Like, I'm not quite sure the education you need to have to become a pharmacist or an insurance representative, agent, whatever they want to be called, or a fucking medical doctor, but goddamn, people, I'm sure you all know how to pick up a motherfucking phone.
No.
It is the only requirement needed to be an insurance provider or a pharmacist. Well, pharmacist has a little more requirements needed, but the number one skill that they require, how bad do you like to fuck people?
Oh, I thought you were
Like,
gonna
how hard do you like to just ream them up the ass and not really be helpful? Oh, and on top of that, can you pick up a phone? Okay, cool.
So what you're telling me, Kadan, is you would be the perfect insurance agent.
I would be, because like, honestly, people can call me and I'm like, all right, now all you need to do is bend over and give me money as I fuck you harder than you've ever been fucked before, and there will be no lube. Oh, and enjoy the fact that it's about the size of a pineapple with the feel of a pine cone.
just be that you just happen to have a bad pharmacist and a bad insurance guy?
Oh, that's highly probable.
I mean, I'm just saying that because, like, I don't know. I personally have never had that much issue. Granted, it's not due to mental issues as much as physical ones, but
Now, honestly, I can see some, and I'm not talking about dependence, but some reliance on medicines that you have to have. They've been bitching at me for ever since I got dropped from Medicaid. Oh no, you really need to be on your insulin. Well, guess what? Don't have the money for it. But do you think that we're living in a society that overprescribes, especially when it comes to psych meds?
yes.
Well, yeah, that's because going to like therapy is one thing. But on top of that, it's definitely, in my opinion, a society that relies heavily on, well, no. Here's a magic solution, even though it's not really a solution. It's just a temporary fix that we can continue to charge you for as long as you're in need of it, which guaranteed we're going to tell you you're going to be in constant need of it instead of like trying to work through in various different fashions.
Well,
And it, because it's something that helps some people function, because there are plenty of people who truly do need this medication to function. And insurance companies are a fucking scam too. The whole fucking system is a scam. Don't mind me. I'm about to go on like a slight little tangent because I fucking hate the way shit works, especially with the medical field and especially when it comes to mental health issues. And it's just one of those where it's just like, no. You have a bunch of issues. There's a bunch of problems that you're having, and you can barely function unless you have this certain kind of medication. Well, guess what? For you to be able to function, we're going to ream you up the ass in charges. And then the insurance companies are going to be like, yeah, and the only way you're not reamed up the ass in charges is if we ream you up the ass in fucking charges, so that you have to have insurance to be able to get what it is you need, instead of it just being like, no, it's mostly just their cost. And so like prices just fucking go up and up and up for shit that shouldn't be that expensive. But because like the insurance like having medical insurance makes it seem like, well, no, we need to be able to give people what they think is a deal. So instead of giving people what they need to function and be able to actually live their lives at a reasonable cost, the costs just get bumped up to an exorbitant amount. So this way, if you have insurance, well, your copay is a little, you have a little bit of a copay, and it seems like this is less. So it makes insurance seem like it's actually worth something and worthwhile, when it's all just a giant fucking retarded way to just squeeze every last dime they can from you, so that this way you're able to go out and make more money for them to continue to squeeze out of you without it necessarily helping. It's just temporary solutions. It's like if you break your fucking leg and you have to, like, they're just like, well, we have to charge you for the split, and we have to charge you for the Band-Aid, and we have to charge you for wiping down your leg and all that jazz. We're not going to put it in a cast, and we're not going to actually set the leg. We're just going to have you keep coming back to us for your broken leg and keep paying us to continue to slightly readjust it, and here's some pain pills so it doesn't hurt so much, so that this way you can go out and continue to walk and do what we need you to do to make us more money.
Well, and I know around here, we have in the state the third most opioid overdoses and deaths, because the doctors at the time, before everything switched over to pain clinics, were just like, oh yeah, fentanyl's the way to go. And they were hooking everybody up on fentanyl.
Well, I have a fundamentally less negative outlook on all of this for some reason. So with insurance companies and the relationship between insurance companies and the medical establishment is quite the it's really the only negative part of it that I really see. So like, okay, so when you have an insurance company, you're not just, whenever you give them money, right? That money goes into a pool. It's not just for you. So it goes into a pool, and they allocate however much to you, assuming, of course, they decide to pay whatever it is you're paying in, which in of itself you could argue is a bit of an issue in of itself. But regardless, the big issue with the insurance companies is I don't think they would be as bad or as picky, rather, if doctors didn't charge an arm and a leg for no pun intended, for whatever it is they're charging for. Like, for instance, saline. I've been charged like fucking $15 for saline, which is legitimately just fucking salt water. So I mean, like that's one of the major issues here. And that causes insurance companies to be, cheap asses, because what they're trying to do is spend the least amount of money. And in doing so, they're able to cover the maximum amount of people. So in turning down one person's minimal amount of whatever, they're able to help cover somebody else's issue that's covered under the same insurance company that has a much worse problem, right?
I honestly don't think they're that altruistic.
Okay, I mean, maybe I am wrong, but that's not the point I'm making. I'm not saying that that's what they're doing as much as that's what the system's supposed to be. That's the whole point of having insurance in the first place. And so, like, I think that doctors and everything ramping the money up unchecked has been a major issue. But in relation to that, but at the same time, I also have to say, like, there's another factor here that everybody fails to consider, and that is that these are humans working these jobs, right? So work fatigue is a major factor here. So, like, you could be the most optimistic psychiatrist that exists, and then the moment you get the job, after a while, that job is going to fucking murder your optimism. You're going to become very cynical very fast, and you're simply just not going to give a fuck, right? So I think that's one of the fundamental issues with how many people are given prescriptions, is because after a while, it's one of these things where it becomes, well, counseling isn't really apparently doing anything for you, and apparently these pills seem to be working. Fuck it, here's more pills. As an example, and although I'm not arguing that pills are useless fundamentally, I mean, a lot of people need them to survive. In fact, pills are useful to open you up to receiving that kind of treatment, therapy, etc. As their purpose, it's become to a point where it's become like a magic pill effect, and nobody wants to receive counseling because the pills are the quick fix that work right now. So yes, naturally, as a result of all of that, you are going to have doctors sucking money out of the insurance companies left and right for these medications, because I don't see any other way that they wouldn't happen.
Well, see, the thing dealing with is counseling does not work for all people. It's not going to. Counseling will work for people who, with something like counseling, they just need to vent their frustrations, and that helps them. And there are people who need a long-term solution due to chemical imbalance. Those are the ones that should be getting medications. It stabilizes them, like somebody with high blood pressure. They need a blood pressure medication. No amount of counseling and exercise is going to help.
Well, yeah,
because they're going to end up dying from it. The reason that a lot of therapists experience burnout is because half of the people that are going don't want to fucking be there.
Right.
They're hostile. They're aggravated. They're just like, can I please get in, leave? I have other shit to do. And the
Yes.
worst part about it is the other half of the people don't have the money to pay for the services. So they don't want to be there either. So you're dealing with these widespread groups of people who are just going to collapse. It doesn't matter what you prescribe them. It doesn't matter how much counseling you give them. They're eventually going to fall off the map. Unfortunately, mental illness is an incredibly hopeless situation for most therapists, doctors, mental health facilities, because they're underpaid. They are just waiting until somebody collapses. And case management is one of the worst examples of this, because these people are on call through their entire workday to go see one of their patients that maybe they've talked to, maybe they had a long conversation with, maybe they care about, dead, in jail, having to be thrown into inpatient, freaking out, having to talk them down from suicide, killing their families. They come into the fucking office screaming their heads off because they're out of their medication and can't afford to pay the fucking copay. It's these horrid, depressing, fucking disheartening situations. And a lot of times these people only have the mental health facility because families gotten too frustrated. Their friends have left because they had a breakdown. It's a hopeless profession, and sitting there trying to do it. Yeah, no, you're good. You've got 2 years. In my experience, I've watched it happen to these fresh-faced college students who want to become a case manager, and then fucking 2 goddamn years later, they're broken people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so absolutely depressing to watch.
Yeah,
because
I was going to say, it sounds like school teachers.
Well, this was the thing. My last case manager, wonderful woman, great person. When she first became my case manager, this was 2 years ago. She was fresh out of college. She had just gotten the job. I was one of her first patients. First year, pretty good, still fresh-faced, kind of jolly. Second year, her marriage fell apart. She quit the job, and our last meeting, she was crying to me. I was case managering my case manager.
Yeah.
It's a thankless, fucking depressing job because it's constant pressure all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are making what was it the last I checked, like $9 an hour to deal with everybody else's problems.
Yeah,
it's a fucking thankless job.
That's what I was trying to get at. It's after the fatigue after a while, it just makes you just kind of say fuck it, And as far as pills, I wasn't trying to pull a paranoid and say that mental disorders don't exist, go to counseling or shut up. That wasn't what I was trying to say. I was trying I'm not gonna say that counseling is gonna magically help a schizophrenic. What I was saying was for instance, I don't know, ADHD is at a minor note. I would argue that counseling would be very useful for that person, assuming, of course, they want to do it. And medication is there to help open them up to actually receive the actual treatment, because the treatment, or at least not on a permanent level. And the thing is honestly, so I'm a CMA and I work at a residential facility, and what do? Well, I pass out. That's essentially my whole job outside of paperwork and listening to everybody's squabbles, right? And occasionally settling them. And the thing that I've noticed about most of those people, and this is kind of what I was saying, is something I've always thought, is that whenever you're given medications and the medications work for that individual, they don't really want to stop taking the medication at any point in the distant future. It's like, it works right now. I don't want to go to counseling. Why bother? Because this medication right now is what's helping me deal with my problem. And to me, the idea of having medication on a permanency level with 0% attempt at trying to work that issue out through conventional means is depressing, because eventually that pill's not going to work. You're going to get to a point where you've amped that dose all the way up to where either it's going to completely just no longer work, or you have to change medication entirely and repeat. So to me, I agree. It's kind of devastating in the sense that there's not, we don't have the proper infrastructure for it. And honestly, I think that we're just kind of guessing along as years go by, trying to fucking figure out exactly how to fix the problem.
Well, it's all trial and error. Sometimes
Yeah.
counseling works by itself. Sometimes basic meds can help, but it's the thing that confronts the medical community about it is the fact that, it's the snowflake thing. Not every snowflake is alike. You can't treat everybody the exact same way. And I think that's where the medical and pharmacological community basically defeats themselves. And by virtue of that, basically defeats the patient, because they can't automatically put them in a box. They can't automatically say, oh, okay, well, you're exhibiting this symptom and this symptom, so yeah, we're just going to give you this pill, when it's usually a combination of things that's needed to be able to secure mental health.
Hey, Watch, I have a question for you, actually.
What?
Oh, this is I'll say this real quick, Kadant, and then I'll shut up and you talk. Sorry, but yes, I don't know if you've ever seen this, read what they've said about you in medical reports. I'm sure you have, where like you go to a counselor, and there's like this very like that they use.
You are cutting out so bad, Anna. What?
Yeah, you're roboting like a son of a bitch.
Okay, well, what about now?
We don't know. Start talking.
Okay. Well, what I was saying is in.
God damn it!
What I've noticed, I accidentally muted myself. What I noticed is, and I wanted to know if you noticed this too, is the very cynical language that the psychology field uses. Like as a minor example, if they ask you like, do you ever have homicidal thoughts, right? And then if you say yes, instead of them saying that you said yes, they'll say he admits to having suicidal thoughts. Or if you say no, they say he denies having suicidal thoughts, as if as if it's assumed that you have it. And
that's HIPAA regulation, not necessarily the therapist itself. Now they're supposed to ask, do you have thoughts of thinking yourself or others? And then there's this like 10-point scale. The problem with that
it's not the question. It's the admits or denies part that I have an issue with.
That's why they switched over to the 10-point scale. Like, how often do you have this kind of behavior? And the thing of it is, a lot of the time when somebody ends up in a mental health facility, it is for suicide. They try to kill themselves. That's usually the big warning sign that lands them in mental health facilities or using mental health services. It's not the whole concept of, they're definitely going to have this because they have mental health problems. It's the concept that you're here for a reason. You probably didn't come in yourself. And that in itself is inherently cynical, because a lot of time mental health people are thrown into these situations against their will. Like somebody shot himself in the face. Somebody jumped off of a building, and then they end up at a mental health facility. So they got a reason to be there. Most of the patients at just the one that I go to, they're not there of their own free will. They have family that brought them there, and then it just becomes routine. And that's the real damaging part about it, is because it becomes routine. I got to go get groceries. I got to pay my bills, got to pay my rent. Better go see the mental health people, because if I don't, I'm going to miss that on my to-do list. And it's no longer about getting better. It's staying stable. And one of the biggest problems that mental health facilities have, aside from the fact that they're underpaid, aside from the fact that it's a thankless job, aside from the fact that it's just a waiting game to see if somebody either dies or goes to jail first. the biggest problem you're going to deal with is somebody not being able to afford their medication. Because the second that happens, the other two are coming, and they're coming quick.
That's a good point.
Well, and I mean that's the big reason why I make sure that wifey doesn't spend money on me so she can afford her meds. There are a lot of couples out there right now that are doing the exact same thing, and she's able to get all the medical attention, be it counseling or medication. I make sure that she can have that, and yeah, I can't say it any other way. I'm just manning up to the fact to where, if I'm suffering a little pain, then, so be it. But if she's getting the help that she needs, then that suffrage is definitely worth it. Shit goes on like that every day.
Mm-hmm. People get dicked, and they get dicked for a wide variety of reasons.
Makes me sad, man. This whole conversation has been wow,
Well, think about it, Pants. The easiest way to describe mental health is if you took 4 dildos, put them on a chain, and turned them into, fuck chucks, and then you beat somebody who's also crying. That's the best metaphor I can come up with for going into mental health treatment. You're getting beat with fuck chucks.
I'm familiar.
Just depends on which end ends up in the ass first.
I've had family and friends go through a lot of that stuff.
I know. I know this is supposed to be serious, but now I can't stop thinking about the fuck chucks. God damn.
Well,
what were you trying to say before you got talked over?
I was just saying, I had family and friends go through a lot of that stuff, and it's sad to see that, And it just feels like we're just going in circles with things sometimes, That's all.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking in some extent. And this was never, but I hate to say this, but this was never really that much of an issue back in the 40s and the 50s. That whole boomer generation was like, okay, war's over, now it's time to go back to work. And you didn't start hearing about medication to cope with until the 60s and later with the mother's little helper kind of deal. I think we're a weaker society, but that in no way excuses how poorly the medical community now handles the epidemic that they're in the midst of, because for lack of I don't have a softer way to say this, they're partially responsible for the monster that was built. That they are convincing these people that all you need are pills, or maybe all you need is just counseling. And we're all hurt as a society.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, Doc, and it's an easy way to describe it. I'd say back when you were a teenager, you had these people who were just sad. They were just always fucking sad. These people existed. They're sad, they're depressed, they want to die, and then everybody cries at their funeral when they hang themselves one fucking July day. They wrap that rope around their neck, hop down, and done. Everybody cries, and then they move the fuck on. But now we have these magical things that just naturally, this tantalizing concept. You can make the sad go away. You can feel better. But no, you also have to pay an arm and a goddamn leg to feel better. But don't feel too sad, because if you wrap the rope around your neck, this is the wrong way to do it, but they didn't blame everybody else for your fucking decision. He was sad. He was upset. Doctor gives a shit about you anymore, especially in mental health. They don't. And it's a hardline reality that people should know. The doctor doesn't care because the doctor's seen 400 of you in one fucking day because they're not paid enough, because unfortunately mental health services are usually handled by government payments. And the problem is they're not being paid enough. Everybody wants to bitch about gun control. Mental health needs money. Toss some money from your fucking goddamn lobbying into mental health. You'll see a decrease. Everybody wants to bitch about, I don't know, childhood obesity. You know what these kids could be doing? Going to a local community center and getting fucking exercise where they could all have something to do. But no. Everybody wants to put money into this or this or this, and we have mental health, community services, people not getting paid enough in jobs that we need. I don't give a shit if Tom Dick fucking Burger Flipper is making fucking $8 an hour. He's Tom Dick Burger Flipper. His job can be done by anyone. And I hate to say that because I'm sure there are very good people out there in food service, but their job is fundamentally replaceable. It's entry level for a fucking reason. But you go down to a doctor, a case manager, a fucking therapist, people trained who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this training, engineers, fucking mathematicians who can goddamn do a bunch of calculations in their head and produce these fucking drugs, scientists, goddamn all these professions that take time. We used to have an understanding that time and training equals more money, but if fucking these people are getting dicked. People like case management, these people who prevent the people killing themselves, who then go on to eventually kill themselves because they can't fucking pay for their medicine. The whole mental health facility, the whole fucking mental health care system is just as dicked as the regular healthcare system. But because you can watch somebody waste away into death from medical lack of healthcare, but you can't with mental lack of healthcare.
But do you think
nobody cares?
But do you think that in some way societally that we are also being trained to be weaker? Because like when I was when I was a senior in high school, in the 3 years of high school that we went through, only one person ever killed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I'm hearing, the suicide rate now for kids in high school is skyrocketing. So by the time somebody graduates, they might have 4, 5, 6, 7 people that they went through school with that have killed themselves.
Well, I'm going to preface this with the concept of the following content is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can I say something real quick? I kind of agree with Doc on this. I do think that we're being conditioned to be mentally weaker. Because think about it, what's the best way to control someone? Get them mentally weak and get them hopped up on pills. And then if someone knows something is up, or they get to a point where they commit suicide, put a stigma on it. Don't blame it on the fact that the pills are too dang expensive. Don't blame it on the fact that we don't have properly trained people that are able to deal with people that are on the edge. Nah, let's blame it on the victim and have this whole stigma on suicide, so nobody will ask any questions and people will keep on moving forward and won't look deeper into the subject.
One of the biggest things that the easiest comparison I can make is kind of a dark one. If you take somebody and let's say, I don't know, skinning them alive. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the quickest comparison I can give you, or else I got to think about it for a while. That torture's constant until they're eventually going to die from it. But if you give it to them, then give them painkillers and then start again, it's so much worse. And that's what we're doing. Sit here and we give them that happy pill, that relief from their sadness, their sorrow, their trouble, their anxiety. And then they can't afford it. And then everything comes back. You think back to that time where I was happy. I had that release. I felt okay. I just need to get this money together. It's not that we're weakening ourselves. It's we're addicting ourselves to the feeling of being okay. Sometimes it's okay to just not fucking be okay. And that is the problem. That's the biggest issue. Is that it's become not okay to not be okay.
Well,
I'm not okay. I'm not fucking okay right now.
That's what I was getting at with counseling. Like, you know, where learning to deal with the issue rather than to swallow a pill to get rid of it. Now, granted, again, it's not going to work for everybody, but the majority of people just seem to kind of want to have a very hedonist view on everything. I don't know how to explain it. I like, it's basically just what you said. It's not okay to be not okay. And I think that problem would go away if more people would try to actually deal with their problems rather than, just take the magic pill.
Yeah, well, the thing of it is counseling is pissing in a bucket. And then, we're using it for water. It's okay if you're Bear Grylls, but anybody else isn't going to want to drink their own piss. That's the problem with counseling.
I
just
do
like
not
certain medication.
grasp that metaphor at all. Sorry.
But the easy way to say it is counseling is fucking useless to the vast majority of people.
I think it's useless to the vast majority of people because the vast majority of people have a very negative outlook on the concept of counseling. Basically, they say shrink instead of the counselor, the doctor. Like
you're talking about therapy, not a counselor.
By the way,
difference there.
By the way, guys, I just want to say real quick, good morning to Vashland Set, and good morning Orla Seraph, who is saying, we aren't weaker for having things to help with all that. We are more knowledgeable. I think it's a double-edged sword. I think the more you're able to break it down and put it on a spectrum, the more cause for society to say it's okay to be weak and you don't have to be strong. Here's some pills. Here's some counseling. I mean, going back to my analogy, there are people who came out of World War II or Korea that legitimately killed people that had PTSD. But the suicide rate was not as high as it is right now when we're in non-wartime. And people who didn't pick up a rifle and kill another human being. I sincerely do think that we are being trained to be weaker. I don't know for what purpose. I don't care. But generationally, these kids who came after me, it's the big cliche that I always say. When I was a kid, we refused to be labeled. Nowadays, all the kids demand to be diagnosed.
Yeah, but no. Whenever I say counseling, I tend to wrap it up in an umbrella term and mean therapy as well. I mean, I guess there's kind of a difference, but I don't really see a giant one either. It's you're going to a guy talking about your problems. The guy tries to help you through the problems and give you mental tools to get over them or to deal with them. But
coping mechanisms.
Yeah. Et cetera. Now, but hold on, Doc, to what you said, Doc. I actually think that there's a fair amount of merit there. In so much as, which I hate to say this, but like George Carlin, I think pointed out like one of the big points there about the language being changed. Basically everything becoming more cold and turning everything into umbrella terms, right? So instead of, shell shock, we have PTSD, like that kind of stuff. Like everything lost its meaning, and now you can apply PTSD to almost anything and almost justify getting it from Twitter. So I mean, it's one of these things where I do think it's kind of an issue, and I think that there's a lot of people that are actually just legitimately worried about having or acquiring a mental disorder when they really shouldn't be. It's weird. And like, if you look at generations, I don't know if it is actually the case that we didn't have these issues in the past, or if we didn't have the ability to identify the issues as easily as we do now, and we're just now having like a rude awakening. I don't know which one it is, however.
Anyway, I do got to dip because I got to make breakfast and shit, maybe some coffee. So I will catch you guys on the flip side. I may return after a little while, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to drift, and I just woke up, so I shouldn't be drifting. So
all right, well, go do your due, brother. Thank you for stopping by.
All right. Not a problem.
And I think Cadunt's phone died.
He's typing.
Well, she's probably got it on the charger and is typing. I don't know why she can't talk while it's on the charger, but I'm not going to go there because I do not understand the California ways. Addie, you've been relatively silent on this. What's your take?
I've been silent because I don't really experience any of this, so I'm not qualified to say. I mean, granted, I am slowly killing myself by drinking and smoking, but it's not because I'm suicidal. It's because I enjoy fun things. So yeah. Not qualified to discuss it.
Yeah, the only thing that I've ever been in therapy for was speech therapy.
I went through that.
Yeah, I mean, I took 4 years of speech therapy as a kid because I was a really bad stutterer.
I had a problem pronouncing things myself. I feel you.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that there were consonants that got in your way.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm with you. But no, hold on, just a sec. Cadunt, you can say that in the Discord, but I'd be very interested to have you saying it over the stream, so those who aren't in the Discord can also at least be able to hear your perspective on it. Because I can read your stuff, but I would much prefer to have you speak your speech.
It is interesting. Like she's making good points. I'd love to hear it too.
Yeah, I mean, this is and that's the point, Cadunt, because this is as much your show as it is mine. So your opinion, at least when IRS goes on the air, is as important, if not more important, than the shit that leaks out of my frontal lobe.
But you didn't answer my question.
What's that?
My question was, do you think that it is that we've gotten dumber is it as you say, or do you think that maybe we have just become more self-aware? That was my question.
Well, the easiest way for me to describe this is that if I would have been born in this generation, they would have tried to saddle me with ADHD. Or
maybe.
But when I was a kid, I was a little skinny, wiry fuck who had a ton of energy, and they just called me hyperactive. And being called hyperactive is less damaging than it was in the 60s and 70s, than being called ADHD in current time. So I think that the actual definition is not much more than categorization than it is than it is self-awareness. I think that it's detrimental, that it causes kids to, for lack of a better phrasing, to look down on themselves, to feel like they are less of a person. So no, I don't think all this categorization in the end is actually helping the future generations, because it's giving them an excuse or a crutch to be weak, or it's basically telling them that they're not a strong person from the get-go. So it's having it is a double-edged sword.
So I have one thing I got to say on that too. Essentially, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. First off, I'm sure we could agree that, at least maybe, I don't think that they should be diagnosing children with mental disorders, at all, unless it's something that's like a severe neurological disorder, like schizophrenia. I don't think they should be diagnosing kids like with behavioral disorders specifically. ADHD is a behavioral disorder. The problem with diagnosing children is children are still developing. You can't make an accurate analysis of their brain behaviorally when they're fucking children. Like in fact, this is why many states actually have that. That's illegal.
Okay, Vlad, put that on pause for just a second, because Pants is fading out. I want to give him the opportunity to shill before he dips.
You guys are amazing. I don't have anything to show except just support this show, support these guys, man. It's been fun, and it's been interesting tonight, and a lot of different perspectives, a lot of insightful thought tonight, It's been good.
Well, we appreciate you, brother. The door is always open, and
hey, man, appreciate you guys, for real.
And I know there was something that you wanted to talk to me about. We'll get together later.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd talk to somebody, and we can figure it all out. I got something lined up.
All right, cool.
But, just like I said, a lot of love to you guys. This has been, I've dealt with a lot of this shit personally too. Like, this has been hitting some strings for me, It's been good.
Well, you're always welcome to our hug box.
Right on, man. Well, since I'm off work for a little while, I'm trying to poke my head in more, so I'm sure I'll see you next time.
Looking forward to it.
Later night.
Okay, so Orla in the chat says, if you're 7 years old trying to commit suicide, yeah, you need diagnosis. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I said a severe neurological disorder. So yeah, I mean, like, if you're committing suicide, there's a major issue there. So also slightly easier to train and treat a child than an adult. That train is a double-edged sword, I think, that Doc is referring to. It's a neurological disorder, not a behavioral disorder. I mean, okay, so yeah, I know that the ADHD is definitely a byproduct of brain chemistry that's fucked up, and that is neurological, and it has a neurological basis. But I think it's still classified as behavioral disorder. I could be wrong, but regardless,
I think you're right.
But regardless, the point is that, with the hyper thing, by the way, it does go a lot deeper than just being hyper and being diagnosed with ADHD. But the problem is you're not, even though you said that, you're not entirely wrong, because they were diagnosing kids just because they were hyper with ADHD. So, you know what I mean? So, like, although on one hand, it is retarded, and that was what a major issue was with the what was it, the Ritalin generation?
Well,
that was a big problem. Kids that did not have ADHD were diagnosed with it.
Well, so. I child of late 60s or early 70s, I was in one of the initial test runs for Ritalin, And my mom essentially used it as a coping mechanism. I mean,
Yeah.
By the way,
she legitimately did, because when she couldn't handle the amount of energy that I had, just hit me with one of those pills and sit me in front of the TV. By the way, good morning, Vash.
Good morning. Good morning.
I
hey
have to
Doc,
say,
Yes, sir.
oh,
Cadet wants me to read what she typed.
I've been asking her to come back in. I think she's got valid points, and I don't know if this subject is a little too tender for her, or what the deal is, but I think she is making really good points, and I think, well, if she doesn't want to come back in, she does not have to come back in tonight. So yeah, if you want to read that, Addie.
Okay, these are the words of Cadet. Hopefully, I'm starting at the right point. One of the two things that breaks a person are other people. The main problems when it comes to all this, I believe, are money and people. The vast majority of people can't afford counseling. Oh God, I'm going to have to do some editing here. See, these problems are important for people to be able to get this kind of stuff off their chest. It's why free speech is so important. It's a substitute for counseling in a way, but it also leaves the door open for one of the major issues, people. Nothing can break a person like dealing with shitty people, and it turns into this endless cycle unless you can find a healthy way to express your pain and hurt and anger and frustrations.
Frustration.
And then there's this hypochondriac effect. You tell a kid there's a monster under the bed, they may start seeing monsters everywhere out of fear. You tell a kid there's something wrong with their head, that can lead to issues as well. It takes time and skill to be able to truly diagnose adults, let alone developing children.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize if I read something wrong, because it wasn't entirely clear what part was what you wanted me to read versus what was conversation with other people.
I think that was it, actually. I think you got it right.
Sounds right, but I'm reading along with you, so yeah.
I mean, you added an unnecessary S to frustration, but I mean, other than that,
that's not pedantic.
But
man, no joke. Like, one of my biggest, well, it's merely uncomfortable, but growing up, one of my biggest fears was going to see the not psychologist. I forgot which one gives you the drug.
psychiatrist. Yeah.
Well, the psychiatrist, because it's like he was the big scary man that gave me pills that made me feel weird. Because I was on a combination of ADHD medications and antidepressants from elementary school to middle school, and I was either on those pills. I was on several different types. They used to flip flop me on pills all the time. I was either really really sad, an emotional zombie, or one little thing will flip me off and I'm ready to rip a door off the hinges. Actually, I did that once in 5th grade, where I was on the medication. The doctor said something that flipped my switch, and I punched the door off the hinges.
Okay.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like,
my whole take on it, and this is coming from somebody who is being used as a fucking guinea pig because their guardians were like, "Oh well, you know what's best, Doc? Here, let's riddle this kid up with 5 to 6 different medications." Um, this being said, there is a difference between there are like two different forms of ADHD. One is, people think that just because it has the word hyper in the name, that it means like, oh, you're running around like you've had a lot of sugar. Not necessarily. There's the neurological ADHD, which is the thing that I had, which you couldn't turn off your brain. Now, what does that mean? Well, you overthink things to like an extremely high degree. You keep yourself up because you can't stop, and it kind of sucks, but at the same time there are some benefits to that. But the whole thing about society and the fact that everybody needs to have something, so they self-diagnose themselves. They try and say that they're bipolar or they're, something else, and they don't even go to the fucking counselor. They don't go and actually try and get somebody to look at their head. Like they don't do that because in a way, like Full Metal Joker says about the psychiatrist, they're scared of doing it because it's more or less the diagnosing and the medications. A lot of the times, they're never going to get it right the first time. It's like throwing. And I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you, Unknown Archive, for helping me explain this better, because it's like throwing a dart over your shoulder. Are you gonna hit the bullseye? No. You might even hit some dude in the fucking head that's like, like one room over because you're throwing it over your shoulder. But eventually, you'll actually get close to the mark if somebody's telling you, well, no, that didn't hit. Okay, that one was warmer or that one was colder. And a lot of the time, though, we've created a generation of victims. But I also think that some of the mental health issues that we have are from the past generations or possible alcoholism during the pregnancy. I don't necessarily know, but there is something to the effect.
Okay, Vash, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
And this will sound minor, but it's important. When you said overthinking, what did you mean by that? Because everybody uses different definitions of that word.
Whenever people are playing chess, normally it's being 3 moves ahead. As for me, I try and think about like 20 to 30 moves, even though I can't.
Okay, so what you mean by that is you're like trying to think. So it's not really overthinking. That's like see, overthinking is essentially like obsession. Like you're obsessing over something.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is overthinking is more or less you're thinking about it way too damn much.
Yeah, you can go OCD on it. I mean, with how I work, I only sleep like about 4 hours, but that's because my brain won't turn off because it will hook onto something, and like a complex math problem, it doesn't want to turn off until that problem is solved.
Well, okay, so the reason I brought that up, though, aside from that, is that ADHD, the fundamental element with that is that you can't. Wait, who just left? Oh, but overthinking wouldn't be an issue. So it's attention deficit, meaning you have issues paying attention, meaning focus is actually a problem. So
Yes,
overthinking
but
is
the
mostly
hyperactive part means that you're focused on the things that you shouldn't be focused on at an extreme level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're overly focused. And sometimes that puts blinders on you to where you can't really see anything else going on around you because you're so in depth. You're waist deep into whatever those thoughts are. Like I before the strokes and all that shit, I used to have about 5 to 6 different thoughts running in my head at any given time, and my brain trying to process them all together. Now it's only down to about 2 or 3, but it's still there. So it can be a detriment, but it's just one of the things that I was told to live with and learn how to get by on it. And I mean, I'm sure somebody would have tried in this day and age to send me to a support group to point out that it's a that it's a weakness, that it's a flaw. When back when I was a kid, it was just something that is. I don't know if that makes sense, but it really did help me personally get through all the shit, because they're like, okay, this is happening, deal with it, get on with your life.
Well, so like for me, I actually, I have or was diagnosed ADHD or whatever, and so fundamentally for me, like one of the major issues that I have is that I have trouble focusing, like just in general. Like I can't focus. I have to force myself to focus. I have to wear what Doc calls cans on my ears whenever I'm on my computer, just to be able to focus on a conversation that I'm having online, or even on my phone. I have to plug them into my phone and put them on, because otherwise I'll get distracted by a fucking random moth, or something. I'll just completely lose my train of thought or what have you. I have severe issues focusing and paying attention. And when people are talking, sometimes I even zone out when I'm talking. So, I mean, so like the point is like, yeah, I mean, but I can kind of see what you mean with that. And like, so whenever I hear hyperactivity or ADHD, but the hyper part, I'm thinking about like rapid thoughts, like, like your focus is changing rapidly, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but
That's
at the same time, it could be about one subject, or it could be about multiple subjects. You could think about, like, well, 1 to 2, but then there's other people that'll think 1 to 2, 1 to 1, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. So like whenever you're talking about chess, for example, what you were saying is I could do this move and this turn and this move and that same turn and this turn. Yeah, like I see what you're getting at now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, I completely like misunderstood that. All right. Okay.
I mean, it sucks because, I genuinely lose sleep over it. Like, but at the same time, the cool part about it is that I can think about something in depth at the point where I'm looking at just about every angle.
Mm.
It sucks, but it's okay at the same time. And that's the other thing, is I know that I have this. I've had to deal with it most of my life, and I'm not on any medications for it anymore. Unless if you count me smoking a fucking blunt every now and again just to fucking calm down the thoughts.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've had setups to where like a line of a song comes into my brain, and that line that not the even verse, but just a line keeps playing over and over and over again in my head until I solve it. It can be something incredibly mundane, not like a chess move. And it's just something that I learned to deal with, and that's how. I mean, honestly, that's pretty much how I got smarter, because I would have a thought in my head, and this is back before the interwebs existed. I would go to the library for like hours on end and pore over certain books. Oh well, I heard about something about a polymorphic rock. So fuck, I gotta start pulling the geological textbooks and start reading them and figure out what was that one thing that captured my attention. Why did I give a shit about polymorphic rocks? Well, it's not something that you could just fucking throw away.
Yeah.
You have to follow it to the bitter end. Sometimes it does become very frustrating and very detrimental. But once again, I was raised in an environment with the old saying, I lamented that I had no shoes until I saw a man who had no feet. That's pretty much how most of my life was. It's like, okay, you got a problem. Being a chronic stutterer as a kid, you're going to work to fix it. You're going to fix it, or at the very least, you're going to have to learn to deal with it and get by. And I think that's a lot of not what's being done nowadays. Kids are being set up to fail. Kids fail all the time. And instead of saying, you know what, you need to dust off. You need to get the fuck back up. You need to fight this. It's like, oh, well, this is something that you can't win. You might as well accept it. That's an extreme case. It's the exception, not the rule. But kids are being taught the exception and not the rule.
I understand where you're going, Vash, and what Vash is going through and stuff like that. 'Cause, I do have ADHD. Also, I didn't find out till way later that I have a moderate range of Asperger's, and I always knew something was up because my mother used to get on my case about not looking people in the eye, and I have to sit there explain that I can't look people in the eye. It's painful. Just trying to look in their eye, it's like being set on fire. It's painful to try and look someone in the eye.
Well, and I'm not telling tales out of school because I've talked with her on the stream. Aiden Paladin's a very smart person. Can we agree?
Yeah.
Okay. She has the exact same difficulty. She will be in a conversation with somebody. She'll be able to briefly look them in the eye, and then her gaze goes away because she gets very uncomfortable with eye contact.
Because I am I've filled out an application. My mother was telling me that if I able to go to this interview, you have to look them in the eye. And we had a little argument over it. I can't look them in the eye. I physically can't.
Well, it's funny because my grandfather taught me at an early age. Do not look down. If you're addressing somebody, you have to look them in the eye. Anytime you shake somebody's hand, you have to make eye contact. You have to look them in the eye. Because if you don't look them in the eye, they think you're a shady person and you might be lying or trying to get something over on them. And that's stuck in my head. That's stuck in my weird fucking brain.
Well, I know that's what my father used to tell me, but that large chunk of me is I'd rather people think of me as a crooked person than be in pain.
And I don't know how to explain it except from, people get on my shit when I say stuff, but I have to talk from my perspective.
Understandable.
And yeah, different people are going to have to handle it a different way because, my wife's child has Asperger's and has a very hard time coping with any type of conflict. And it's like, you know, you've got certain actions you're going to have to stand up to them. Because if you fuck about, then you're going to have to pay for what you did. And by paying for it, it could be as simple as an explanation, or you have to take a tongue lashing, you know. And this is a skill, and Wifey and I have fought about this for like 10 years. And it's like, no, the kid has to take lumps. I don't care if the kid's got Asperger's. The kid's going to have to learn to deal with it, because guess what? There's going to come a point where you're dead. And the kid's not going to be able to come to mommy anymore. You're not going to be able to do, you know, Pink Floyd The Wall and have mother covering you the whole time. So the kid's going to have to learn to cope, because the kid has shown the ability to do so in times when she feels it's beneficial for her. So when it's not beneficial is the greatest time when you need to cope. So it just takes strength. I mean, you know, babies don't learn how to run. You know, they start off crawling and then walking. You can get to that point. It just depends on, this is how I personally feel. It depends on if you believe that you have the strength to overcome it or to be able to cope with it. Like they were saying, some things are hardwired. You can't get rid of it. But then again, that doesn't mean you don't have the availability to try your best to deal with it. I don't know.
Or burn your way to like go like, all right, well, this is me. This is what I am now. So
yeah.
And by the way, to anybody that's listening to us and going, okay, well, you know, I feel that I have this mental disability or something, please, for fuck's sake, go and get it diagnosed. Don't do a self-diagnosis and then think that you're right.
Yeah, I would say completely, totally get away from WebMD. Stay away from anything where it gives symptoms, where it gives psychological evaluations, because those are blanket statements and they probably do not apply to you. I will even come out step out on the proverbial limb and say it doesn't apply to you, because it can't take in. It's like trying to judge a diamond by somebody just telling you that it's a diamond. You know, a diamond has many different facets, but in order to study for clarity and quality, you have to have the damn diamond in front of you to be able to make
it
that
would kind of suck to sit there and think that what you're holding, the big gigantic rock that you're holding, is a diamond, and then you find out that it's actually just a big ass chunk of crystal.
Yeah. Or pubic zirconia.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know, and I guess it's just because of a privacy issue, you know, to where you can look it up in the warm, soft, comfortable place that is your study or your bedroom, or, you know, wherever you've got your internet connection, and that you can look at it yourself and go, and so you don't have to go to a professional, that you don't have to share this thing, which I would say most people in their head consider it a flaw.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just go there instead and go, oh, okay, well, I got this, and this. Oh, well, I must have this because WebMD says it. And it's like, no, that's not necessarily the case. There might be some things in there that mirror what they're saying, but, you know, go to a person who went to a school for 4 to 6 years to get all this shit nailed down.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's another huge flaw in our societal makeup, is that we think that it's okay to do self-diagnosis, because that's the safest and most comfortable way for us to try to figure out what the hell's wrong with us. When that
Well, I
is
mean,
completely the way you
it's
don't.
one thing if you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go for it.
It's one thing if you have like a headache or if you got a cut on your like self or something like that, and WebMD or you're going to these websites going like, okay, how do I stop the bleeding? How do I make this feel better? Like that's one thing. It's an entirely different one to go in there and go, oh shit, I coughed once. I might have cancer or asthma. I have asthma.
I think they should just remove, like, make it illegal to actually have that shit on the internet in the first place. Just throwing that out there, like WebMD, etc. It just shouldn't even be an option for people. Realistically, I mean,
If they're going to do
alternatively,
that, then make going to the doctor not fucking $3,000 for them to scan your leg.
well, or alternatively, just leave it legal and just let Darwinism win out.
Oh, dude, the last time I went to the doctor, because I could barely walk, and they found a blood clot that ran from my crotch to my knee.
Yeah.
$11,000.
Jesus.
Yep.
And
I was in the hospital for 1 day. $11,000.
I know I can't speak for all for everyone, but I think everyone here can agree with me that all of us here, like going to the doctor to like check out a wound on your arm is one thing, but nobody wants, if you really do have something wrong, wants somebody poking around in your head.
Well, and basically, mental illness is ethereal. It's not like a cut.
Yeah.
It's not like a rash. It's nothing you can see right up front. That's why you gotta have a professional sit down with you, ask the appropriate questions.
Agreed.
And help to figure it out, because I've never done a moment of counseling. Like I said, the only thing I ever had was speech therapy, and they focused on me being able to make words. But I've never had any counseling, but I do know people who have had counseling. It runs about a 50-50. Whether or not it's effective, but then again, it falls to the uniqueness, the many facets of a diamond. Sometimes sitting down with somebody's going to help. Sometimes it won't do dick. But you have to get to the point where you can understand if that's going to help you. And then if it's not, there's always an alternative out there.
Well, that's why I brought up the whole throwing the dart over your shoulder, and like how Unknown Archive said, is because it's one of the best ways to show medicating people with mental illnesses. They don't know what a lot of these pills are going to do, and so it's a guessing game, because what you said, mental illness is not like a cut. You can't just go, all right, well, stitch them up. All right, cool. And that's the reason why I say to people, yes, they're going to get your medication wrong. Yes, you're going to feel all of this shit that is fucked. You might be manic, you might be depressed, you might be suicidal, you might be, all of these different things from this medication. And that's the reason why you go back to them and you say, hey, this, and this are happening right now. Because then you're telling them whenever they throw that dart, okay, am I warmer or colder to the target?
Yeah, what was the one? Was it Zoloft? The one that caused psychotic breaks? And
I think it was Zoloft.
Yeah, and like people were killing other people on it. And that was the drug du jour at the point for the mental health community. they were putting everybody on Zoloft. And, so you had a few misses on it. Well, once again, you guys are doing that goddamn blanket diagnosis thing. Here's the most popular drug. It's worked for some people. Here, you take it. And, they take the shortcut, and sometimes it just does not work out. You really do have to take time. And
yeah, I mean, another good picture of it is you've seen the new Star Trek movies, right?
yeah, Up to Beyond.
Yeah, whenever Bones is sitting there going like, "Oh shit, you have numb tongue? Oh well, here, let me inject you with this." And the comedic part where he's like, "Just stop it!" Like that's pretty much mental health right there. Okay, well, all right, well, I can see these side effects. Well, let's try and use this time.
Yeah, I mean, my wife with her pill regimen, she basically, it's like, hey, here's a new medication, let's put you on this. And she's been through a lot of different meds to find out what works and what doesn't work, because she's got fibro. And I think that's kind of the approach that the mental health profession has now, is their whole thing of, well, shit, let's try this first. If it doesn't work, well, let's go ahead and try this. They're basically making the patient reliant, or putting too much hope into the fact that there is a magic pill, when really, legitimately, there's not. There are pills out there that can help you cope, but as far as taking away any of the problems, any of the issues, I don't think they're doing a good job with that, because they're not reinforcing the fact to their patients that, hey, it's kind of like a heroin junkie. This is just to help you maintain. This is not to get you high or change you in any way, besides being able to push that little button that goes straight to your coping mechanism. But, I could be wrong.
What happened to the good old days when people just said, "Yep, that's just how he is"?
I mean, there's a yes and a no to that. Like, yes, I do agree in some cases that that happens. But at the same time, I also agree that there are times that medications do help, and this is coming from my current job right now. I help people with disabilities, mental or physical.
You do stuff and things.
Yeah, yeah. I try and help them become more independent, and they might have like a compulsive disorder, or they might have like they can't fucking use their legs. But either way, my whole job is to say, okay, so this is how this is how their mental deal happens. How can I get them to save money if they're compulsive? Like if they're going like, I want to buy a pack of cigarettes or whatever else because I'm in this gas station and I want to buy something. Like how can I give them a coping mechanism to go, okay, well, instead I should save this money so that way I can eventually get something larger. Or how can I get them to stay on task like that? And it's that whole aspect. And um I've seen medications work, and I've seen medications go horribly fucking wrong.
Yeah.
My one of my family members is a key example. He was mentally fucked. I mean, granted, it was uh, due to drug addiction and stuff like that too. But after that happened, neurologically, he was not there. And like it was to the point he actually believed that he was John the Baptist for a while.
Oh,
And
but did he dress in the robes?
he would if he could.
Okay.
He was very, he had schizophrenia, bipolar, and manic depressive. Because of the shit that he used to be on.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I've seen my wife go off and rage with, I don't know, one of the ADs that she was on, and she recognized that she was raging, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I got to get off of this. This thing is not going to do me any good." But there are people out there who may not be as self-aware. What, Cat? I know you're not self-aware, Cat. You're an idiot.
That's why people need to learn how to self-identify, but not self-diagnose. There is a huge difference between the two. Before anybody thinks that can get mixed up.
Well, it's kind of the same thing as I'm sure you've run into this. People who have to keep an allergy diary.
Yeah.
Where they're like, something's wrong and I don't know what it is. Something's causing a problem. Okay, well, keep a diary. Write down, everything that you eat and when these incidents happen. I mean, I think that's one of the things that can be beneficial to people who are trying to work through mental health. But it's one of the... And once again, I hate to trot upon the same ground, but I think people are encouraged to be weak, to have flaws, to not get over them, because of the fact that it's one of those things that it's easier to be able to control. And I don't know if it's kind of like an ego thing to where people are like, oh, well, you should have seen the guy I talked to today. He was really fucked up, as to make justification for yourself. I think that's only like a small thing, but I think that's kind of interesting because it ran through my brain.
But yeah, I mean, like the whole aspect of it is, you like the allergy thing that's kind of reinforcing the point of the medications, and you don't know which one's going to work. Like, oh well, these things happened. Okay, well, this pill has had a lot of people that say these things happen. All right, well, let's try and replace it with a different one.
Yeah, it's not self-diagnosis, it's self-awareness.
Yes.
To where it's like, okay, I'm understanding something is happening with my body, or something's putting me in an agitated state. Well, it is kind of up to you because you can't have a doctor with you 24/7.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're aware of this stuff. Make sure you mark it down. And don't say, okay, well, I've got all these symptoms, off to WebMD, No.
Yeah.
Go to a professional.
Like the whole deal, like one of the things that happened to me was at the time I actually was in braces for a little while. And one of the deals about what was happening with me is I would get angry. And a lot of people were thinking, oh, well, that's, the psychologists and psychiatrists that I was going to were thinking that was part of the medication. In all reality, I think anybody would be fucking angry if there's a giant metal fucking rod that is stabbing you in the gum and in the cheek every time that you move your mouth.
Ugh.
Like, I think everybody would be a bit pissed off.
I agree.
But
yeah, I can't disagree on that either.
yeah, I mean, like it sucks, but we weren't able to necessarily find that out until, well, my parental figures weren't able to find that out until I literally grabbed a pair of pliers and started ripping my braces off.
Oi,
Ooh.
that's
That's
kind of
that
extreme,
mental
brother.
image.
Well, yeah, I mean, I generally do almost everything myself. Like right now, I'm lucky enough to have healthcare with my job,
Yeah.
but like a few months ago, I had a cavity in my wisdom tooth, like where it was completely blackened inside of the. And a lot of people are like, "Well, isn't the cavity the hole?" Well, yes, but what I'm saying is the black shit that's in the hole. I couldn't afford to go to a dentist, so my temporary fix was for it to stop hurting, was to literally take it out. And what I did was I had 2 sets of mirrors and a clay modeling tools, and I started scraping that black shit out of my teeth.
Ow.
Oh yeah, it sucks, but it happened.
Oh. Yeah, I honestly, my big thing, the one that got me the most was, they would overprescribe. Oh no, I saw somebody who basically, I don't know how to describe it any other way, but brittle snapped their 2 front teeth. They were trying to do a whippet. They didn't have a balloon. So they cracked it and were drawing it straight into their mouth. And of course that nitrous oxide coming in, that's some hardcore shit. And it immediately froze his front teeth, and the cold caused it to snap. That was gross. That was amazingly gross.
Yes.
Vlad, I hate you. I fucking hate you.
What?
Bad Vlad. Sit in the corner.
I don't know what you're referring to. I haven't said anything.
Oh. What the thing you posted? The thing you put in general?
Oh, that?
Fuck you, Vlad.
Oh, that.
Yeah, ow.
I don't think you could do that. I don't think you can use
I
clippers
mean,
to do it.
You could, but it'd take a lot of fucking force.
Yeah, and that's a kid's mouth, so I don't think that kid's gonna do it.
Actually, if you look at the photo close enough, it doesn't look like the kid did it to himself. It looks like somebody else was doing it.
Well,
It
and
could just
also
be because the finger is too close to the camera.
well, and also they put it on the right front tooth, and it's showing the left front tooth being snapped off.
I mean, that could also just be a result of the camera. Then again, it is just a meme. Who knows?
Hmm. And like Aerosmith says, meme on. Addy, what are we doing here? And I don't know, gaming.
What up?
What?
I don't know. You're rapidly making me suicidal. This conversation died an hour and a half ago.
You think?
Yeah, I think we covered all points on it.
Except for I've been told by the SJWs that bitches love depressive submissive men.
Ha!
But see, gaming's never been depressed a day in his life. So
Shit, I got woken up by a booty call. I feel great right now.
Mm.
Good morning.
Nice.
Yay!
Hey, gaming.
What's up?
We've just been talking about mental health, and Caduck got pissed because people were over talking her, and I can't say that she did not have cause.
Wait, that's actually why.
So who's gonna get burned for this?
Oh well, we'll probably be burning down. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pick Vlad. Why not?
Hey,
shocking.
Yeah, what the hell, Vlad?
Wait, I actually admitted that I overtalked her once, then said I'd shut up after, and then I don't know what happened.
And you never
Then she
shut up,
started-
did you?
I
Did you?
did. I
Did you
didn't
really?
say anything.
Did you
In fact,
really?
I walked away and I got myself some food because I'm fat.
And then when you got back, you interrupted her right at the second that she was talking.
No, she was already gone. I didn't even get that chance.
What?
Yeah, I said, where did she go? And he said her phone was dead. And I was just like,
Oh, by the way, we missed Medicare. He did a secret weather stream. Part 2.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, I'm waiting on it to be archived so that way I can watch it fully.
Yeah. I mean,
that-
Fembot clipped the last one, but that was like only 9 minutes. I watched the first one that he did, and yeah, he's going into Wojcicki just because he's like, "Where's my fucking money, Susan?"
yeah, I don't know whether it matters or not.
What, whether he'll get it or not? Well, he got his super chats back, so that means he's monetized again.
Wait, he's going back to YouTube? I thought he switched entirely to D-Live.
Mostly he is at D-Live, but he does realize that even at fucking 5:45 in the morning, he can get 4,000 people watching him.
Well, how many did he get on D-Live?
I don't think as many as he gets on YouTube. I mean, he definitely has more followers on YouTube, but you know, that's the same thing. You ask a Twitch streamer, and it's the exact same thing.
Hey, Vlad. DM.
Gotcha.
Are you guys doing secret DMs again?
Why don't
No,
I
he
get
just-
a? Why don't I get a fucking DM, bitch?
He just sent me ones like 20 minutes ago.
Well, gaming, I'm happy to see.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I regret all my decisions
But why?
because my butthole hurts right now.
Well, I can
Gross.
fix that.
Double gross.
Is that something that we really need to share? Well, it is.
No, but I was trying to use it against him, but
Okay.
Okay, so
what was
just
I
real
thinking?
quick, I found an account on D-Live called Medicare, and I feel like this isn't the same one. It says 65 followers.
No. He's got about 1,000 or so on D-Live, which is, you know, a breadcrumb compared to what he's got. I mean, if he's got, you know, like 4,000 people watching him at almost 6 in the morning, you know he's got more subs. Well, fuck. Why don't I take a look? Because he does not hide his subs. Yeah, he has a little over 300,000 subs. Which, not bad. Not too bad. And people throw a lot of donuts at him, too.
Oh, it's Mr. Manchild is what he's got his name as on here. Okay, cool. And he's got almost 8,000.
Oh, he's got 8,000 now? Nice.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
It's 7,600 and what?
Yeah, I've got that bookmark somewhere. D-Live.
I've still never caught one of his streams.
Well, D-Live right now is in the process of figuring out how to do live streaming.
What do you mean?
To where it can be just like YouTube, where, you know, they got like a super chat set up and all that shit. I don't know. I'm not really that hip on D-Live.
Well, I considered switching to D-Live just because.
I just make sure I got my shit archived in a couple different places. So
Yeah,
if
I wanna-
when they put the boots to me, I can. But then again, I'm really over exaggerating any importance that I have on the interwebs.
I don't know. They knocked Tyro down a few pegs, and he had like half your stuff.
Well, yeah, but No,
Wait, what did they do? What did they do to Tyro?
Oh, like a while ago, dude. They like full blown, just without warning or anything, just shut off his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like just seriously, like just you're done. There was no warning, no strikes, just bam.
Yeah, they came in and took his main down.
Mm-hmm. The Tyro in Kuwait channel specifically.
Yeah. That's why he moved to the friendly Moonhopper. By the way, good morning, Patrice Ripley.
Hey,
Yeah.
Patrice. It's been a
And
while.
actually, you'll notice his entire like attitude and or not attitude, sorry, his energy and everything had changed after they took down his channel. Which I understand that completely. He was very much a different cricket after they did.
Well,
He's a grasshopper, not a cricket.
Yeah.
I call him a cricket on purpose.
Yeah, because most crickets be black.
I mean, I don't know about that. I just call like, so there was a like, look, I guess we and him don't get along anymore. But when we did, I called him a cricket for the same reason that I call lo-fi a sweet, just to piss him off.
Vlad, why did you piss off Tyro?
That's not. I don't know exactly how that happened. It was really weird. So, like you asked Lo-Fi, it was actually completely random. So, essentially, all that happened, to put it simply, is me and him were having a discussion, and he took my words and completely misunderstood them in every way. And then went on the internet and tried to basically call me an SJW and shit, which was weird. And then,
Doc, let me give you the 1 second explanation.
Okay.
They had a battle of the autists.
Well, there's that too. Basically, me and him, I guess, to use his phrase, even though I denounce it, are air quotes autistic in different ways. So, as most of you may know, Tyro speaks in absolutes and general terms, right?
Mostly.
I don't. I speak in very hyper specifics. He got mad because I was taking what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. I was taking his general terms or concepts, and I was breaking them down piece by piece and then responding. That's it. That's all that happened.
I'm sorry, Gaming, you were saying something?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay. Since it is like 6:15, do we want to go ahead and chill? Or do we have anything else that's something that we really need to talk about?
I think one thing we haven't covered yet is the very, very important subject of mental.
I think there's a tremendous amount of mental illness on Twitter. I think if Spurgs are going to Spurg, then I don't know if we need to pen them up. Because, if they get out, they're going to run in traffic, possibly hurt themselves.
You know what I think there is too much of on Twitter?
What's that?
Whiny fat little victim piggies.
You mean Kenny Kane?
Yeah, someone like that.
Oh yeah, I seen you and Pinoid going at it. Oh
yeah, who the hell harassed this poor guy Kenny Kane? He was building up a following. He had 2 people following him. That's a start, ladies and gentlemen. And what wasn't that account around for like 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, and those 2 fat bastards that were following him ended up having sex.
Ugh. Wait a minute, was that Kenny's mom and dad, or
Kenny's something?
Yeah, and honestly, I think one of the things that this show has done we've had 3 or 4 shows talking about the pitfalls of doxing. And good God. I mean, I'm not saying that the IRS is required listening, but I am saying that in like 3 or 4 goes, I think we got it pretty well defined. And Addy, I don't think anybody's listening on replay.
Final question: what is doxing?
Oh God.
I'm kidding. I do not want to get trapped into this fucking question.
I have no
all
interest
over-
in talking about what is or isn't doxing.
Think
Someday, though, we should have a conversation about the concept of a proportionate response, and you reap what you sow.
Can we also talk about how at the same time when we actually do that show, that people need to stop fucking white knighting or jumping into the fight when they've got no dog in it whatsoever?
Yeah, and maybe people should, like, if speak for themselves, you know, and instead of like hiding behind thrones of tea.
And cokeheads. Don't forget the cokeheads.
I mean, I mean, there are people out there who are delusional about their opinion meaning anything to be able to sway the argument when it's fucking Twitter. It's filled with spurgs and trolls, and they don't give a shit about what you have to say, but they sure as fuck will basically call you out on whatever the hell that you're saying, and you really need to stop and try and think about it, because I had like 4 people jumping my shit at once, and I just kind of giggled and sent back. I almost sent the popcorn meme, but I sent the wow, this is interesting, and that was pretty much it.
Well, I have to say, had you have sent the popcorn meme, it would have been, very sparkly.
That was not funny.
I don't care.
Like, and what's some of that stuff that's been going on with Twitter, especially what Addy had to what Addy remarked to. It just makes me want to sit there and
I came out of a really good high, and I came here, and my high is dead. So I'm gonna go wash my butthole because there's like cum around it, not in it, but around it. So
Joker, did you kill gaming's butt buzz?
No, I didn't.
No, it wasn't Joker. For the first time, it wasn't Joker. I'll be back.
Well,
Maybe.
gaming, when you come back, I can easily fix that butt hurt for you. Wink.
This
So
is why
hurry-
people. This is why people hate gay people. Just gonna throw that out there.
So what were you saying, Joker?
But as I was saying with the whole Addy having to going after Pinoid stuff, I just sit here and looking at the stuff that people are saying. I'm just going, man, you guys' life make me sad.
There was an army of people after Pinoid. It wasn't just Addy.
I mean, I don't find it interesting enough to get into. All I'm gonna have to say is that if a certain gorilla wants to get into a war of words, he should probably learn English first.
Oof. Oof.
Good God.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was just like it was actually really fun. It was a great 10, 12 hours of them mounting the impossible task of trying to beat me in pedantry.
The bad thing is that it clicked off when you said he's trying to beat me, and it sounded like pedo.
Pedantry.
Okay, that would be a completely different thing.
Yes, it would. But yeah, no, I mean, it was just really funny how all these guys tried playing word games with me, and it's like, hey, like honestly, and I hate to sound too narcissistic or cocky here, but I think I'm better at wordplay than they are, because half of them, can barely communicate language.
Yeah, language is definitely important.
No, really, like it was actually depressing, like a like a certain Sasquatch going on and killing my brain cells for like fucking an hour. That was that was interesting. That actually made me spurg out because he was just like too fucking retarded.
Yeah, I can understand being too completely retarded.
I actually really, really missed having conversations with a certain techie during that conversation.
Okay. So let me take a look here. Yep, it is confirmed. My eyes are starting to flutter. So that means we need to get into shill before I fucking pass out. Let's get that ad screen up, shall we? We started top to bottom last time. We're gonna go bottom to top. So Vash, if you would please start off the shilling for us.
Alright, I'm Vash Lenset. If you see my name anywhere, you can Google it, you can message me. I have like a lot of different takes on a lot of different shit, so the best way to get a hold of me is my Discord, which is pinned to my Twitter. That's about it, really.
Well, you got a good woman.
Oh, yes, my background noise.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah. We like her. She needs to come on more often, Vash.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, she's usually asleep at this hour. My thoughts just keep me up, so.
Ah, gotcha. Addy, I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
I have nothing.
Ah. But every so often you do have drinks with friends. And I can't believe Kadant didn't do the t-shirt show. I'm going to have to do it tonight. But there is.
Are you going to introduce your new products?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny because Ferret was just like, you know what? The only thing I wear are hoodies. So is that slogan on the back? And I'm like, no. TeePublic is technologically retarded, so the farthest that they can go with a two-sided is just on a shirt. And he's like, no, I need it. And so I'm like, okay. And yeah, we'll get to that one soon enough. Oh God, these cans are itching my fucking head. Hate them. Gaming. Would you please show?
Hi, this is Gaming and Yelling. In case you didn't know me, most likely you really don't. I have a YouTube channel. Yes, Addy, I have a YouTube channel. My description is there. I just threw it in there. Subscribe, follow, lick, suck. Oh God, I went off track.
Oh my.
Not you.
Wait a minute. Didn't you already do that just a little bit ago?
Uh-huh. So I'm ready for round 2.
You're insatiable.
Yes, and I'm ready, Gaming.
No, there went my erection. Oh well.
I can fix
that
was it. Okay. Joker, it's your turn.
This is the Full Metal Joker. My channel is under my name, BRYONKING. I was going to take a break over the holidays, but due to a couple of things that have showed up, I may be doing some videos here soon. So look around, enjoy the videos. If you like what you see, leave a subscribe. Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys later.
And it's nice to note, Gaming, that he doesn't have a link to his Pornhub.
Yay!
All right, Vlad.
I have nothing to shill.
I was gonna say, because you have left the internet, and it doesn't exist for you anymore. You're now living your life in the IRL. This is just a dream.
That sounds pretty accurate.
Oh, mama, this surely is a dream. Yeah.
That's a good song.
Okay, I got a show. So, of course, my mystical, magical co-host, her links are down at the bottom of the descriptor. That includes her Twitter and her YouTube. As for me, of course, we do the no context tweets. That's the very first link in the descriptor. As well as down below that is the link to the Streamlabs where we have the boss battle. Day 16 is in the bag for Turish, and that's amazing. I'll be honest. I don't know anybody who's going to be able to actually dethrone him as the GOAT. They may be able to dethrone him and stop the sequence. He's already up to 16 days. They might be able to stop that sequence, but man, it's going to take somebody quite a while to be able to become the greatest of all time. And I do also have a Patreon. That's where I get my booze money from. And hey, if you donate there, I don't consider you a patron. I consider you an enabler. And I thank you for that. Got to get a drink of water in. This is where I got lazy. I'll be honest with you. I got lazy because Cadunt really liked doing the t-shirt show. So there we go. Water done.
If you're looking for the finest in bootleg Medicare merchandise, look no further than Doc Griffin's T Public Store. That's right, Doc Griffin's T Public Store. Now featuring Insomnia Ramble Saints merchandise, the Cadunt Sup Bitches shirt, and not one, not two, but 3 different designs for the Sir Adamantine line. Not only the You're All Just Background Noise for My Alcoholism, but of course, the People Ruin Everything design made by Ferret. You can get that in a single design or a front back. And of course, I also snuck in one call that just says, I am under no obligation to make sense. All of that's available at the T Public Store. So stop by Doc Griffin's T Public Store and buy something. Damn it. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody who showed up this evening. That includes the Full Metal Joker, the Pants Ninja, Anu Vlad, Watch, Sir Adamantine, 3-Force Yoda, Zell Striker, Vashland Set, and of course, Gaming and Yelling. But that's only half the show, ladies and gentlemen. The other half happens where you're listening, right there in the chat. And you help to inspire us. You help to push the topics along. And, of course, you help define it as well. And, of course, we're looking forward to the day, if you've got a great take, to get you on the Discord, put you in the stream, and hopefully make your monkey ass famous at the chaotic crossroads of the overnight internet. So, for my mystical, magical, malevolent, magnificent, and mostly sane co-host Cadunt, and of course myself, Doc Griffin, thanks everybody for coming out this evening. And if you would please just do me one simple favor, leave the money on the dresser. Bye.